Hey there! Welcome back to another episode of CelluloidNation. Once again, I'm joined with my good friend and co-host, Matt.
Hello there, this is Matt, aka Rambo F5. Thanks for having me on here again.
Anytime. I definitely feel that this show would not be the same without you and your valuable contributions.
Thank you.
We got some nice, piping hot, fresh bits of movie news to talk to you guys and gals about. And we also have some sizzling hot rants to come up as well on a few things, give you the details on some upcoming releases on home video, and we're going to discuss what we feel to be some of the worst cartoons that we can remember.
I do have a rant right off the bat, but it's okay.
That's fine.
It's not about cartoons or anything right now. It's Facebook recently, because of the recent news on Chopping Mall remake. This
Yeah.
fucking idiot director, Robert Hall,
Uh-huh.
which you can't post on his Facebook, and now I know why. He posts, for the record, I'm not remaking Killbots. I'm making a re-envisioning of Chopping Mall, and I think I've proven I can chop people. So if you're butthurt about no robots, I don't care.
Wow.
And then he's like, "Ha! People are so butthurt. I'm not using killer robots. I love it." And I'm like, "Oh, let me respond," but you can't respond back. I'm like,
He's
"You
a
don't even own the
bitch.
fucking rights.
Yeah.
Jim Norsti shot your ass down like a fucking fighter plane." An
He's
Iron Eagle shooting.
yeah, exactly. And then they're playing
And
the
no, you didn't prove you could chop people
no.
because Destro's idiot cousin and fucking laid to rest. Yeah, laid to rest because you laid your head on a fucking pillow to go to sleep because you're watching a fucking movie with 50 fucking men looking for fucking gasoline as if it's a wannabe the Road Warrior. While Destro's fucking idiot cousin is like, I saw the Road Warrior and I see a G.I. Joe cartoon. We put them together, make a shitty slasher film called Later Rest, and then Later Rest 2, which you try to overcomplicate shit. Oh, he's working for the. Fuck your movies. Hey, I disagree with you personally, man. But yeah, fuck your comments.
He's
Shove.
the one that sounds like he's butthurt to me. Like really, like super butthurt. Like,
It
hey,
is.
here's some preparation H for your raging butthole. I mean, fuck's sake.
I'm
He's not.
sorry. An idea of oh, possessed mannequins because it was built on a fucking or like slave
Yeah,
like in
it's plantation, an old plantation. Yeah,
plantation,
with
and it's
slaves.
possessed fucking mannequins as if you're making a fucking remake of Tourist Trap.
Which I'm
What are your
surprised they
thoughts?
haven't done. I'm surprised they have not done a Tourist Trap remake. I know
They
there's
are. It's
bullshit
called Chopping Mall.
involving with Tourist Trap not getting the uncut version on Blu-ray because Charles Band is a dumbass. That's a
I
whole
thought you were
nother
gonna say
story.
because they use your review
Well, that's a
on the
different thing.
Blu-ray
That's the one that over in
without your
Germany. Yeah,
say so.
yeah.
What are your thoughts on the Chopping Mall remake? I don't know if you've ever mentioned
This
your thoughts.
idea is fucking stupid, and honestly, if you're gonna remake Chopping Mall, like this is so different from the core concept. There's no reason at all to use the name, not even in the slightest.
Well,
When
someone
you
go,
have
but this
things,
time there'd be chopping because there wasn't chopping in the
yeah,
original.
well, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's one of those things where you like the title, too bad, so sad. Come up with your own, or remake a lesser known film like Hide and Go Shriek. That took place in a mall. You can use that title. I don't think people are
Make your
going
own
to
fucking
complain.
movie,
Or make
or
your own
make your own.
movie.
Like, okay, if it has nothing to do with Chopping Mall, why do you have to remake it? Why don't you just make your own fucking movie in a mall? So,
Because he feels that it probably won't sell because the idea is lame and it's dumb.
it might as well be a remake of Phantom of the Mall, Air's Revenge, but he comes back as a fucking mannequin. And did you ever have Pauly Shore come back? But he'll be the hero.
Yeah, Pauly Shore is not dead because he's in
Although
the
I see
remake
that.
of Phantom of the Mall. No,
Although
but
if Pauly Shore was the hero, I'd see that movie.
yeah.
but not directed by this guy. Sorry, you go ahead.
No, but really, it's like one of those things where this is an idea that I don't think is good enough for a feature film. I didn't like it when they put it in Ballbusters, when there was a mannequin that came to life and started running around. What is this going to be
There-
like? Like Maniac? Wasn't there mannequins that like came
well,
to
yeah,
life?
yeah, as a nightmare
Yeah,
for
as a
Joseph
nightmare
at the end,
sequence. But yeah, it's
which
just
worked well in that
it
one.
was yeah, it worked well in that film, but it was just like one sequence. It wasn't like the entire plot of the
And
film.
they became dead.
Yeah.
It wasn't actual mannequins. They became the dead
When
victims
I
who were
think
then
of
ripping apart.
mannequins coming to life, I just think of Mannequin with
Maybe
Kim
that's what he wants
Cattrall.
to do. It's a remake of Mannequin.
It's this
Might as
Mannequin
well
3 back on the move. But
groove moves.
it's just not really the brightest idea, the brightest concept to
And then
begin
those
with.
comments, it shows how much he's fucking
Yeah,
butthurt.
it shows how much of an asshole he is. He reminds me of Samuel Barras. Remember his comments?
Go for it. But where I forget.
Samuel Bayer,
Anyway,
for the director of the Nightmare on Elm Street
Elm Street.
remake.
Yeah.
You should just go outside or some shit like that.
Yeah, I should go outside because your movie fucking stinks. And it's clogging up my fucking sinuses.
Yeah. He didn't direct again. So
I wonder why. He's too busy taking Bayer aspirin because everyone just don't give him a headache tell how shitty his movie was. Go back to directing music videos like you did with Nirvana's. Smells like Teen Spirit. Now you know what I'm smelling. Smelling shit. It's like
exactly.
this fucking guy was. He made shitty movies. What the fuck does he? What the fuck is he doing? Good. He's a good makeup effects. Doesn't mean he's a good director.
Yeah, it's
Tom
like
Savini's a better director. He did Night of the
yeah.
Living Dead.
Tom Savini's underrated as a director for sure, especially with just Night of the Living Dead 1990. Like that alone shows that he's an underrated director. And then you have one of the best episodes of Tales from the Dark Side, Inside the Closet.
And you don't get the whole. Well, you don't know. Maybe it'll be good. Then I'll be
I'll be
surprised.
surprised, and I'll be one of the first to admit it. I always
But
am.
I've seen this guy's fucking two movies,
I
and they
haven't seen him
suck.
yet. I bought Laid to Rest. It was like $1. So
And, enjoy the 50 minutes looking for fucking gasoline or
this was
whatever.
like, what is this? A remake of Road Games? But yeah, yeah, face that guy's a total douchebag. Reminds me of another douchebag I dealt with personally recently on Facebook. That's a whole nother story. Just talking about people who grind your gears. I'd rather not rehash it. I've ranted enough about that guy. All I have to say is take a chill pill. Don't get upset at the stupidest shit. If you put a post on a Facebook group, a selling group, and you have a price that some people think is too high, don't be a fucking dick about it, and don't be a whiny bitch, and don't like reply to other people's comments in such a defensive manner, and then act like they're the ones that are being dicks.
Well,
And
people say we're
also,
doing the same thing.
yeah, but see, the thing is, I
We're
try to.
not fucking
I'm
directors.
not a
They're trying to
director. Like,
make
and
you
this guy isn't
fucking
a.
buy a
Yeah,
fucking movie ticket.
that guy's being an ass. I'm sorry, but
Sounds like
and he blocked the
Paul Feig.
comments. He blocked the comments, so you can't send anything to him either. So like, but with this guy in the Facebook group, he. I tried to squash the beef because honestly, to be perfect, I mean, you might not believe this, folks, but it takes a
Where,
lot to get on my bad side. I do. I try to
where's
do
the beef?
everything I can to squash beefs, even with people I barely even know, because I just don't want that on my conscience. So if I feel that they might be misinterpreting what I said or the tone of the comment, I try to clarify it. The guy clearly didn't get it, and then and then he also misinterpreted a particular point I made, which is annoying. And then I eventually I tried my best to say, hey, let bygones be bygones. Sell your item for whatever you want. I wish you best of luck. And this guy sends me a fucking PM saying, keep your opinions to yourself, asshole. all in caps. So, fuck that guy. I'm sorry. Like it's
Don't
that's
be sorry.
no, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not sorry at all. Karma will come back soon enough and bite him in the ass. He didn't even have the balls to reply that and say that shit on the
Weren't there other
message.
people pissed?
Yeah, there were a few other people who were pissed too, but like he didn't even leave. I mean, he didn't have the balls to actually reply and say that shit on that thread. Because if he did, he would have gotten kicked out, would not be able to sell on that thread, and not be able to get the sweet deals that are on that thread. So he basically held his true self in check, and I'm glad he revealed how much of a dick he is, so I don't have to deal with his ass. But it's just like when I try to make things right and you reply in such a vehement, angry fashion, that's it. You're done. You don't get a second chance with me. You're done like dinner.
Yeah, I think that's the thing when you're on Facebook or YouTube, whatever. A lot of times you try to do that, and then you get when it's such a repeated process. Sometimes it's just also the other end where you're like, I don't even want to go through it, so just fuck off.
Yeah.
Just when
If you've
someone's
been
like,
on
you're in,
YouTube and you've dealt with this kind of stuff as long as both Matt and I have, you get to the point where you're just like, I'm not dealing with this.
when someone's
Get
calling
out
you
of here.
when someone's calling you idiot, but they spell idiot with two D's, which that's actually happened to me. Which
Wow.
when we talk about cartoons, that happened.
Uh
The new TMNT
huh.
cartoon, which we'll get to, is like, you're an idiot, and they spelled idiot with two D's.
Maybe he was trying to imitate Ren. You're an idiot.
You didn't do a good job with it.
No,
And
no,
he's
but
hooked on phonics. It's not just for me. It's not just for kids.
yeah,
But
it's an
anyway,
ongoing battle, and that's just how it is. That comes with the territory of being honest on any platform. And
fuck it.
if you can't handle other people's opinions, uh, on the internet, maybe you should not be on the internet that much. Like I mean
Sometimes I'll be honest. Sometimes I can't either, and I'll still on the internet. So
yeah, yeah,
it's
I
all
know.
no
Yeah.
one's perfect.
No one's perfect. I'm not trying to act like I'm perfect either. I made some mistakes and over in the past, with some shit. So none of us are flawless, but I just think it's a good idea to just take a chill pill and sit back and just whatever. Like if somebody leaves a
So
comment that's like, "Oh, it's too expensive. Don't take it too personally." If they try to have some little bit of just a little bit of ribbing and it's not directly at you, it's just at the notion that they're trying to sell this item for so high, just let it go. I mean, life's too short to raise your blood pressure over that shit. So, speaking of, I mean, I'll get to raising my blood pressure soon enough with some of this news, but this one I'm kind of curious about. There's going to be a new Stephen King adaptation, and it's going to be by James Wan, and it's an adaptation of the Tommyknockers.
hmm. I haven't read the book,
I
so I
haven't
don't know
either.
how it was different from the miniseries.
Well, I know the
Just
miniseries was more of a low budget affair,
right.
so
But I'm
but
just saying, if it wasn't that much difference, then the miniseries, the story. I mean, I don't remember much happening other than the
yeah,
ending with
yeah.
the alien
It
stuff.
might work better in a film because they can make it more streamlined.
But isn't it just like people just act weird, and then
Yeah,
you
kind of.
realize they're acting weird because there's a UFO in the
And they've been
vicinity?
like replaced, I think. So it's like
I barely remember Tom. I just remember one woman's like, Tom and knockers,
knockers
knocking
knocking
at
at
the
your
door.
door. Yeah,
And the guy from Jimmy Smits.
yeah, Jimmy Smits.
That's like all I remember from that
Yeah,
movie.
we'll see. I don't know. I have to wait for a trailer. I like James Wan, so that's why I'm curious about it.
Sure, I mean that's one. I'm fine with. I don't have any big
It's not like
love
Pet
or
Cemetery
hate.
or some of these other
It,
reboots. It, yeah. Stephen King
which
shit, yeah.
we're alone in that. That's fine. It's fine, folks. Just our opinion.
Exactly. Now, Sharknado 6 apparently is going to end the franchise with time travel.
I've never seen a single one. I
I
never
haven't
need
either.
to. I with all the movies that doesn't get sequels, that has six movies. I mean, you think about it. All the movies that could not get a sequel, and
Dread,
Dread, even like Freddy versus Jason versus Ash, or
the sequel to the
Co-
Friday the 13th reboot.
Cobra 2,
Yeah.
Tango and Cash 2. But, I mean, and then like either Sharknado 6 or Mirror Mirror 4, which I found out recently. I can't believe there's four
Yeah,
fucking
there's
Mirror
four
Mirror
Mirror
movies.
movies, yeah.
How many people have seen the fucking first one? But I mean, it just a Leprechaun reboot.
Yeah, that's. I bet you were
It's
happy about that, and
no.
it's even worse because it's from Sci-Fi. It's from SYFY. So if you thought it couldn't get any worse, well, here we go. Now it's like,
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a sequel to the first one. I think that's what they're doing. After
yeah,
Fuck
well,
You, Lucky Charms, he comes back.
doesn't matter. It's another fucking Leprechaun movie. Fuck
But it
off,
just,
Leprechaun. Go
it
away.
just, again, just for sequels, there's so many other movies that, like, man, that'd be nice. Like a Ford Fairlane 2.
Yeah,
I mean, that didn't do well, that's why. But I'm just saying, did
I'd
Mirror
love to see
Mirror
a
do well
direct-to-video
before?
Ford Fairlane sequel. I'd be all for that.
Yeah. I mean,
Especially now since the Blu-ray's out of print.
I've never seen a Sharknado film. I never need to. I know they're meant to be funny.
The thing is, they're
It
not
just
funny to
seems
me. I've
stupid.
seen trailers for them, and they don't make me laugh because it's one of those instances where it's clearly intentionally trying to be bad, and I don't think that works. Films that are trying as hard as they can but are still incompetent messes, that's so bad it's good. Something that's intentionally bad, that's not so bad it's good. Prime example, want a killer shark movie? Shark Attack 3 Megalodon. That's I don't think it's intentionally trying to be so bad it's good. It's just bad. It makes it really bad lines of dialogue, bad effects. You know, I'm feeling a bit wired tonight, so how about I take you home and eat your pussy?
You sure they weren't trying to be a comedy with that kind
Maybe,
of stuff?
maybe, but I've
I
seen
don't know.
shit. I mean, like Troll 2. Were they trying to be a
Right.
comedy with that?
No, not with the director. No. He was being serious, the
Or
director.
Birdemic?
No, that director is pretty serious too. Sound Out Daily Night too. That actor's
Garbage
trying to be
day.
serious.
Yeah.
Hey Doc, how's it going? That's good. Red, good point.
Well, I
Fucking
mean,
Eric Freeman.
I'll take Eric Freeman any day over Bill Moseley's comatose fucking Eric in
Part
Silent
three.
Deadly Night 3.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, yeah, that's our thoughts on that. Now, I did see the first two episodes of the Roseanne reboot series. I don't know why they're calling it a reboot. It's actually more of just a new season because it's not really a reboot. Um, I was a solid fan of the show growing up. I haven't seen it in years. A lot of the older episodes. I used to watch them in syndication quite a bit with my parents. So there's a little bit of nostalgia there. It was fun to see John Goodman again play that role. I like the fact that they ignored the last season and just made it a separate continuity. Like that was just a book that Roseanne was writing.
Yeah, it would have to because
Yeah,
John Goodman's character died.
exactly. Spoiler. But
Well, yeah. On the last season, yeah. I
yeah,
mean, it's been like 10 years or
I
whatever,
know, but some people would be like,
20
"Oh,
years.
um,
Yeah, but this America is retcon now, so
yeah."
it doesn't
I
matter.
don't really 100% agree with Roseanne's political views, but I don't have to. Like, I don't know her from a hole in the ground, so it's not. I'm not one of those people that's like, "Oh, I hate her because she sides with so and so or whatever."
Mm.
Um, but this is definitely a series that I feel when it comes to revivals, there's definitely the same spirit there. I don't feel it was like tired and old and they just trotted them out there for a paycheck, that kind of thing. It looked like there was definitely some care put into it. I it's kind of hard to really say that much about the show because I've only seen 2 episodes and only 2 episodes have aired so far. So you have like a sort of like the first episode is kind of just an introduction and the second episode is kind of trying to go a little bit more into things. I One thing I really liked about it is how it handled a hot button topic with politics and with the way things are in families post the election, and especially families that have differing opinions and differing viewpoints and different they are part of different political parties. I like how the film I mean, not the film. I'm so used to talking about films. I like how the TV show, at least the episode, the first episode, because there's this rift between Aunt Jackie and Roseanne because of their political viewpoints, and they eventually put that aside to agree to disagree and still be close to one another. And I think that's a great message, and I think that's something that families can really learn a lot from today. You can have you can side with one side or you can side with the other, but you don't necessarily have to be at each other's throats. Especially if you're friends or family about it. And it's one of those things. It's politics does that kind of stuff because it's like that's my team. It's this team mentality. Um, but I think that I thought it was a nice message. And the show has done things like that before in terms of there was I think there was like an episode maybe about abortion and a few other hot button topics, and has never been afraid to uh, be outspoken with its political views and things like that. And I don't agree with some of the stuff, but I don't feel like it's heartless or it's trying to just be propaganda for one side. And that's one thing I really appreciated because I was worried about that because of Roseanne's personal beliefs, her pro Trump thing. So I was kind of worried about that, but I didn't really see it that way. There are other
Mm.
people who did, but I didn't see it that way at all. Like she was supporting, but then she was also believing in a lot of ideals that other people on the other side believed in. So it was one of those things that's like maybe you can find a fine line, or maybe you can pick and choose things, and you can still be a Republican or a Democrat or neither. Because I'm not really anything. I'm just like I'm not even taking a party. You know, I
Was
mean
the original show this political?
there were political stuff in it. I mean,
Oh,
in the later seasons, they started to do more. When Roseanne got more control over the show.
right.
Um,
What
I,
if Tom Arnold's to come back?
I got to be
Probably
honest
not.
with the show so far. I felt it was shooting from the moon a little bit too much with the politics and
Mm.
with they have a gender fluid grandson and all this other stuff. I don't
What does
mind the
that mean?
kid. I think the kid does a good job performance wise.
What does that mean, gender fluid?
He wears girls' clothes, puts on nail polish, but he still identifies as a boy, that
Oh,
kind of
okay.
thing.
Okay. Okay. Who
So
is this? A new kid they have, or
yeah,
is this?
it's a new kid.
Okay, so
What's what's what's
he was born after the
stranger? That's
show.
not strange to me. Like that. All right, oh wait, that's different. But what's strange to me is they have both actresses who played Becky on the show, Sarah Chalk and I think Goranson, I think is her last name. Might be Leslie Goranson. I don't know. I might have her first name wrong. But the original Becky from like the first few seasons, she plays
Yeah.
Becky, but then Sarah Chalk is playing some other character who called Andrea, who is the surrogate because Becky's trying to she needs money, so she's selling her womb so she can carry the baby for Sarah Chalk's character. So you got both Beckys, and it's pretty strange. It's pretty surreal because they're like, but she's Becky. No, not that's Becky. You know.
And they never go into that.
No, I don't. No, they
Well,
do a little bit. They're like, you look kind of familiar, that kind of thing. Like we look like we could be
oh, okay.
related, that kind of. So they do some nice callbacks and things like
Right.
that. It wasn't the most funniest thing I'd ever seen, but it was entertaining. And it was nice to see them again. And there were some lines that I really did. I can't remember off the top of my head, but Roseanne still has that sharp sardonic wit, which is
Hmm.
something that I think a lot of TV is missing. Like just be willing to just let it all hang out and just say it. You know,
Hmm.
and may not agree with it, but here it is.
Right.
So yeah, it was all right. I didn't mind it. I know there's been some controversy, but it was a huge hit, like ridiculously huge, like broke
Yeah,
records for viewership.
like the Fuller House was a big hit.
This is not like Fuller House. I hate
I
Fuller
know. I'm not
House.
saying it's like. I'm
Yeah,
just saying that was
yeah,
another hit show
yeah,
that came back
yeah. But
and
that
was
was
still
also
a
on
hit.
Netflix. Like this was on network television, and it premiered to an astonishing 18.2 million viewers,
Hmm.
with an equally impressive 5.1 rating among adults 18 through 49.
Hmm. I wonder.
Nowadays, in the era of TV kind of slumping and streaming taking over, that's impressive. We'll
Wonder
see if
why
it
they.
can
I
sustain
wonder
it.
why they didn't go for streaming.
I guess maybe they're like, it's ABC. That's maybe I think that's the network that the original series aired on.
Yeah, it was on ABC. I
So
remember. I wonder what show's coming next for the pipeline.
I don't
Family
know.
Matters.
No, no more. Did
Well, I
I
mean,
do that? No, I don't want to
with Full
see.
House and Roseanne, I would not be surprised if Family
I, I,
Matters
I
is.
do not want to see Family Matters revival. Please, no.
I'm not saying I want to see. I'm
A
saying,
little, a little Urkel. Like Urkel has a son, and he's all like, "Did I do that, Daddy? Did I do that?" No, no, please.
you know what? That's probably what it would be. He would have a He would be married, and he'd have two kids. Maybe one would be the cool. What
Stefan.
was the? Yeah, Stefan and
Yeah,
Steve Jr. and
yeah.
Stefan Jr. I wonder what else. Home Improvement, maybe.
I don't think it's gonna happen because
But yeah, the Tim
what
Allen
what
thing
happened
because
with
his
Last
show
Man
got
Standing.
canceled. Uh, I wonder if they'll do Elf
Elf.
because
I
there's
heard
this
something. I actually heard something about it. I don't know if this is 100% true, but I heard something from somebody who was talking about how they are in the know with people and casting and stuff, and they said they were looking for kids for Elf. Now they don't know. They didn't give any extra details. That's what they said in that I saw in a comment on Facebook. I don't know the validity of this. Could be
on
complete
your
bullshit
Facebook or another
on a
person's Facebook.
different Facebook. So I was like, huh, all
How
right.
did that come out? That comment was it
Because
just
they were
a
talking about
topic?
Roseanne. It was in a group and
Oh,
they were talking
okay.
about Roseanne. And like, what's next, Alf? And then someone's like, yeah, well, it was like, I don't care about Roseanne. I would like to see Alf again. And then I was like, well, that might be a possibility.
Huh.
If that
I'm just.
happens, I hope it's better than the talk show, because that or whatever that was.
Oh yeah, Elf's hit talk show, which wasn't a hit. Yeah, I mean, it was just that doesn't work for that character. That character, I mean, I'm a big fan of Elf. That character has to be worked just right because the jokes can be that bum bum bum, that sort
Yeah,
of setup, release, sitcom type of comedy, which is, well, I kind of what Full House kind of does,
yeah,
but
Roseanne.
I
Yeah,
liked it more
Roseanne's
than,
also a sitcom, but yeah.
yeah, but I mean, like Roseanne is much more of a
Well, they
not
kind of
dirt,
they
not
kind of
dirtier,
went
but
on that a little bit. That's one thing I did notice. Like, there's definitely some actors and actresses and writers that are a bit rusty, and there's some new people working on it, so they're trying to get these jokes to land, and it was really weird having a laugh track again.
oh,
Because
they had the laugh track.
yes,
Okay,
yeah, with the live audience. Roseanne was filmed in front of a live audience.
is it
Um,
really a lot?
it probably was. I mean, I could be wrong. I know it was a
I don't
live
know.
audience for its entire run until
Right.
got canceled.
I would just mess around with Elf, but yeah, I'd be curious of an Elf show. Yeah, the hit talk show was
Yeah,
bad. It was just awkward because you had like
I don't know what
was
that was. There were like
what was
skits, and then there were like
it was
it was a
on
game show, and then it was
not
on
Nickelodeon,
TV
but it
Land.
was TV Land, and they had God, the star of Freddy Got Fingered. What's his name?
Tom Green.
Yeah, yeah, and this you get awkward questions and that the guests come up with that it's just
I
they
mean, I'd
seem
rather watch Alf's
uncomfortable.
hit talk show than the Chevy Chase show. I mean, that was just a train wreck.
What
I
about
mean,
Magic Johnson show?
because Chevy Chase's show is just he's just terrible at interviewing. Like Alf, a puppet, is better at interviewing people than Chevy Chase was.
What about Magic Johnson, the Magic
Oh,
Hour?
oh God, yeah, no, yeah. I'd rather watch Alf's hit talk show over that too. Another terrible interviewer. Like he's great.
Yeah,
He's great talking about AIDS on
Chevy
video,
Chase.
but
Oh, Magic Johnson or Chevy Chase?
Magic Johnson, because he
Okay.
did a video like after he was dying. I think he got.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
He's like
Okay.
I forgot what the name of it. It was called. I think it was called Time Out or something.
So we got from Roseanne to Magic Johnson's back. That's what happens.
Well, Roseanne had a
Oh,
talk show, and that didn't last very long. So there you go. It all comes full circle.
but okay, Roseanne, I haven't seen it. I was never into the show back in the day. Back
Mm-hmm.
in the day, I had about four channels. I had
Yeah.
for some reason two versions of CBS, PBS, and ABC. So saw a lot of like Home Improvement,
Uh-huh.
Murphy Brown, uh, some other shows, but Roseanne was never my cup of tea. But I'm just not a fan of Roseanne herself.
Yeah.
I like John Goodman,
I mean,
but
if you like John Goodman, it's definitely worth maybe a look type thing. Like I think I know you're not a big fan of Roseanne and things like that, but I always felt like John Goodman, like his character of Dan Connor, is like one of the quintessential roles that he did.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, it is.
so and I think that's the one that really kickstarted him in his really for his entire career if you think about it, because before Roseanne he was like doing bit roles in Chud, so it wasn't like
Yeah,
people were knocking down his door to star in films. And he was in Rosing. He was in Rosing. He was in Raising Arizona too. Um,
yeah.
and just yelling. That's all I really remember. Like I don't even remember any lines that John Goodman said in Raising Arizona. I just remember, oh, that's it. That's all I remember. Him like getting born, like birthed out of the mud. That's all I remember when it comes to John Goodman's performance in that movie. But if for those of you that are listening who are fans of the show, check it out. I mean, if you're fans of the original series, I definitely feel it captures the spirit of the show. You got the old gangs back together again, and there's some good
What
performances too, especially from the actress who plays Darlene. I thought she was really good.
Sarah
Yeah,
Gilbert?
Sarah Gilbert. I thought she was great.
What day is it on? What time?
It's on Thursdays. So I
Thursdays.
think it's
Okay.
like 7 or 8 or something. So yeah.
Okay.
Normally we don't talk about TV, but it's a big thing. I mean, 18 points million people. I mean,
Yeah.
so here's a not so big thing, but an interesting movie that's coming up in May. It's called Terminal, and Matt and I saw the trailer for it. It's got Margot Robbie, Simon Pegg. It's even got Mike Myers in makeup.
Well, maybe makeup. I haven't seen Mike Myers in a long time, so maybe it's not makeup. That's not even me trying to be rude. It's me being
No,
serious.
I think
I
it
mean,
is. Like I
okay.
think I read somewhere that it's him in makeup.
Okay. I haven't seen Mike Myers since
Oh,
like
behave.
The Love Guru or something.
Yeah. But I love the style of this trailer. I love the look of this film. It's this it kind of reminds me of Blade Runner with the neon lights and things like that. So it's like a neo noir look to it. And some of the performances I'm kind of on. Like I'm not totally sold on Margot Robbie's British accent she's going for in it. I don't know.
Trying sort of like a half-assed Harley Quinn.
Yeah, yeah. Which is not I'm not too sold on. But I mean,
I'm not sure about the plot. I mean,
yeah,
all I could say good from the trailer, interesting, is the look,
yeah.
the neon look. That's cool. Mike Myers is in a movie again. I wish he was in like a starring role in a movie a la So I Married an Axe Murderer, where
Yeah.
he's just playing a normal guy. I would like to see
I
more of
miss that
those,
type of
but
film with Mike Myers. That is a very underrated movie.
he
Great
didn't do a
trailer
lot of
too.
them, sadly.
The trailer, well, So I Married an Axe Murder wasn't a hit. I think that's another thing. The
Well,
teaser
yeah.
trailer for So I Married an Axe Murderer though is brilliant. It's great. I love it's a great setup and it's Mike Myers just talking to the camera about what the movie is, and then at the end he breaks out his trademark Doctor Evil laugh before he played Doctor Evil because he was just imitating Lorne Michaels. That's really what he was doing. Because Lorne Michaels, one of the big influential men behind SNL, he really does sound like Doctor Evil. So
But there you go.
but yeah, Terminal. I don't know. I mean, I don't know that much about the plot either. It just seems pretty out there, but I like the aesthetic, and I'd be curious to see how they use it, like what they do with that aesthetic, and we shall see.
Hmm.
There's been some films that Fox has done that apparently were finished, but they have been delayed, and those are X-Men: Dark Phoenix and the New Mutants. We've already talked about that before.
Well, the New Mutants got delayed like another 6 months.
Oh, I didn't know that. Dang.
That's the thing. Like, it was delayed once, and now it's another 6 months. That's why
Shit.
they brought it up again. Because I looked a little bit more in the story.
Wow.
The fuck are you doing, Fox? Jesus
I mean,
Christ.
I heard the screening wasn't that bad. From what I heard, it was okay. It wasn't
Well,
terrible.
well, they also says that new Predator movie, and they pushed that back, and then it's like, oh, we're going to convert like 3D or something.
Ugh, really? We need
That
Predator
was one news
3D. Isn't
story.
that what they were doing before with the 1987 film, and then they never released it? If I remember correctly, I remember seeing a poster. Don't you? Predator in
Yeah,
3D that never fucking happened.
right.
But apparently, there's a
Although,
4K version in France that aired somewhere.
yeah, because there's even a trailer for it, and the trailer looked beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, I wish that was on a Blu-ray, but no, we can't get that in the U.S.
Nope.
We get this bullshit, and then this other bullshit by Fox. Well, it's Fox. Fox,
Yeah.
same
I mean,
company. Fox and Predator. Fox and Mutants.
I thought that they had learned their lesson with Deadpool and Logan, that they were on the right track, and shame on me. Really,
It's Fox.
I should know better. It's 20th century. It's 20th century
It's
fuckface.
fuckface.
I should know better. Should know not to put my faith in them. So
Well, I mean, when I mentioned this before, pretty much what happened. We tried to do this before it messed up. I brought up Daredevil,
yeah,
and I brought up the director's cut. I watched it on Blu-ray, and there was a making of the director's cut, and this producer literally does say Do we want a faster paced movie, or do we want a movie that is, better script, better acting, but it's a bit longer? And no, let's go with the faster paced movie because audiences don't want more intellectually blah 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 movies. I like this is like the director disagree and the other people disagree, but this is what like the producer who works for the studio thought of Daredevil. That's why, and that guy prefers the theatrical cut of Daredevil, Ben Affleck. I like both cuts, but I think director's cut, just like the director himself, which is an underrated director, he got sort of a shit end of the stick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think his direction in Ghost Rider was the problem either.
But anyway, that just goes to show you like Fox. I mean, that was
Yeah.
another Fox property, and I like that movie. I think it's a very underrated film,
Well,
especially
I
the
do
director's
too. I
cut.
mean, I saw
But
Daredevil in the theater and I really enjoyed it. And I saw the director's cut and I was like, wow, like that's really good. And I actually prefer that one over the theatrical cut, but I still
but
enjoy the theatrical cut.
Mark Steven Johnson, that was the
Yeah.
director. But the only reason I brought it up is because I think if that director's cut was released in theaters, it would not have such a bad rap
No.
that it does nowadays. And that's when you get studios fucking around. Like they fucked around. We didn't hate Fantastic Four. We're the only two in the world. They didn't hate. But I would have really be
I
curious.
mean, I
It'll
didn't
never
love it.
happen.
I didn't think it was a great
No,
movie or anything. I just thought it was
neither did
okay.
I.
It was a decent
I didn't think it was the
time
worst movie
waster.
ever.
No, I don't think so. I actually liked it more than the Rise of the Silver Surfer. This is
So did I. But I mean, I would have been curious to see what the director intended. It'll never happen because he shot himself in the fucking head when the movie came out, pretty much. Killed his
Yeah.
career. But,
He's doing another film, but
oh,
he just erased Fantastic Four from his resume pretty much. He's like, that never happened. I didn't do that movie. Part of me
there'll be no
feels
director's
bad
cut of
because
that.
he was tasked with that film. They gave him that project because they liked what they saw in Chronicle, and that's
Yeah,
understandable.
and I like
And
Chronicle.
I like Chronicle too, so it was one of those like, all right, maybe that'll work. Maybe that'd be nice to see his take on Fantastic Four. And I did. I liked his take of. I thought it was different. It was. I liked the body horror elements. It ties in with actual comics. Have you read Ultimate Fantastic Four? Do you remember Ultimate Fantastic Four? There were elements like that in that series. Um,
And yeah, like you said, we're not saying it's perfect or
no,
great or fantastic,
no, it isn't fantastic.
but I thought it was a decent, at least, time waster.
And I also
Dr.
liked it
Doom's
more than the
blowing up heads.
1994 film. I know a lot of people are like, "That's the best one," and like it has no budget. It's cheap as
I
hell.
disagree with that being the
It,
best.
it has it has a good heart to it. I will give it that. But
Okay, I
Doctor Doom
prefer
looks
the
like he looks in the comics, but Toby Campbell was way more intimidating. The Doctor Doom in the Fantastic Four 1994 unreleased movie, he's like Doctor Claw or some shit, and you can't even
he's
understand
a
what the fuck he's saying because he's just
he's
speaking with
a
his hands all the
like I
time.
said before, he's a Caucasian Lou Diamond Phillips.
Yeah, before he becomes Doctor
Before he
Doom.
becomes that dude, he looks like a Caucasian Lou Diamond
Yeah,
Phillips.
and then when he becomes Doctor Doom, I think his name is Joseph Culp. He's all gesticulating with his hands so much. I'm like, gee, really? Like it's to the point where it's just comical. And he's speaking through the mask because it's such a cheap film. You can't even understand what he's saying.
Well, I mean, I think if the film could actually get finished, they would have re-recorded his lines.
Yeah, I think it
So,
was finished. They just didn't have the fucking budget to re-record his lines.
oh man,
Think about it. It was not
but
made for that much money, and it was only made so Constantine Films could secure the rights.
right, it has a good documentary, which I thought was
Yeah,
better than the movie.
I agree.
But look, I mean, people say we don't like different stuff. We just named some stuff that was different that we liked, that were not exactly like the source material. We're
The
open to,
Yeah, the Maniac remake.
yeah, the POV look, uh,
I
House
mean,
of
even the
Wax,
casting. I mean, that's a
Elijah
pretty
Wood.
pretty drastic
Elijah
departure from
Elijah Wood
Joe
did a good
Spinell.
job.
Yeah.
House of Wax remake is different
Hmm.
from the original. I like the House of Wax remake. It was more of a slasher movie, like an '80s slasher movie. Yeah, The Punisher with Dolph Lundgren. He doesn't have his
Yes.
fucking skull. I didn't give a fuck. And I know there's stories as to why he doesn't have the skull on his shirt. I didn't care. X-Men movies, they don't have their costumes, but people didn't get mad.
Well, I
But
mean, with
people
the
get
stuff
mad
with
at Dolph
Fantastic
Lundgren.
Four, it's like it's not like the comics. They deviate thing from things too much, and I'm like, Batman Begins did the same shit. So did The Dark Knight, and they're like universally praised as being the greatest superhero films ever by a lot of people. I don't know. It just seems a lot of
The reason we bring that stuff up, I mean, those if you want to answer quit, those are the things you say. But like with every movie, with every person, that's subjective. There's
yeah,
more. If people have problems with Fantastic Four because they don't like the acting, they don't like the pacing, they don't like this, fine. You can say all that. That's what the subjective opinion
yeah.
is. But just say, "Oh, I don't like it because it's different." There's got to be more to it. Otherwise, wait a minute. What about this movie? This movie? This movie? That's why our reviews are so long when we do reviews, because we explain exactly like, yeah, it's different, but there's a good difference and a bad difference, and
Yeah.
what that is.
I
It's
mean,
all a
there are
matter
bad
of opinion.
differences like Robocock or
That's all a matter of opinion,
Ballbusters or
and that's
Total
our opinion.
Lens
Also,
Flares.
the movie, yeah,
Yeah. Or the Star Trek reboot.
prequel, whatever the hell it
Or The
was.
Last Jedi.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we appreciate stuff that is different. We're not just, oh, we want the same thing. Just give us more of the same. We're not one of those, we're afraid of change. We just don't want the change to suck.
Yeah,
And that's
and
and
that
whether or not it
what
sucks is subjective. But
exactly. This is our subject.
yeah.
Of course, we don't speak for ourselves. Who the hell else are we going to speak for?
Well, there are
Why we
some
don't
people
speak
who
for other
try to
people?
speak for other people, for sure.
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't get it. Like, you, how the hell do you? How the hell do they know? Are they psychic? They fucking psychic lady from Jeepers Creepers
Because
who failed at her job?
because they are the king or queen of their particular fandom. They know
No,
what
they're
a true fan
FOSS, full of
is.
shit syndrome. They have FOSS, full of shit
And
syndrome.
speaking of Foss, this upcoming Duke Nukem film is chock full of it. And a big reason why is because the star is riddled with Foss. Because he's full of shit and he sucks. And his
Dun,
name
dun, dun,
is
dun.
John Cena!
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. John Cena sucks. He sucks in everything he does.
The
He can't
best role I can
wrestle.
think
He
of for
can't
what he
talk.
did.
He can't be funny.
Yeah.
He's a shitty Marine. He can't punch. He can't. He fucks up. He can't be intimidating.
His
He can
finisher
lift.
is a fireman's carry.
Fucking fireman's carry. He can lift weights. That's the only thing he can do is lift weights. I'll give him credit. He's a strong man.
Yeah.
So what? So
Apparently
is
he's been good
fucking.
with the media and he's been good, with all that kind of stuff. Good for him. He's a good talker, I
So is
guess.
further. You know who's strong? Franco Colombo. It doesn't mean he should be starring in movies.
Well,
Including
according to
movies that
Arnold, he
Arnold.
should be.
Yeah, his buddy. Yeah.
It's got my
Are
buddy
you,
Franco Colombo. It's the greatest movie ever. I love it.
well, they don't. Franco Colombo star in this. You have the trailer with Arnold. My friend Franco Colombo. You do it better.
It's like my friend
Franco,
Franco Colombo is gonna be Duke Nukem. It's going to be amazing.
that'd be
Best movie
fantastic.
ever. Yeah.
And then just
Yes.
Arnold trying to explain what Dude Nukem is. Oh my god.
So,
Just there's so many other
it would have been
actors you
better
could
just
get.
having Arnold, like old Arnold as Duke Nukem, over John Cena or
You
Dolph
could get
Lundgren.
you get Dolph Lundgren. I mean, with a hair dye. You get Thomas Jane, Carl
I
Urban.
thought the
At least with a
perfect
hair dye.
choice
Yeah.
in the '90s would have been Kurt Russell.
Well, Soldier. The way he looks in
Yeah,
Soldier.
with the flat top and everything,
Yeah, just
perfect.
dye his hair a little bit more blonde.
Or in
And,
Stargate, like I'm looking at this
yeah.
picture of Duke Nukem with the sunglasses. That's Kurt Russell in Stargate. That really is Kurt Russell in Stargate.
I mean,
I can maybe even see Duke Nukem say, some lines like, "Give my regards to King Tut, asshole," if he's fighting mummies or some shit.
fuck, Andrew Dice Clay back in the day would have been better than fucking John Cena today.
I'll
I,
bang you right the fuck out.
the way Duke Nukem talks, yeah. I I'm sorry if you're a fan of John Cena, folks. More power to you.
I
I think
used to
he's
be. Okay, I used to be a John Cena mark. I admit it. I used to be. I marked
okay.
out like crazy when he came back at the Royal Rumble that one year. But I've gotten older and watched other wrestlers. He's not. He sucks. I'm sorry. Like there are some matches that I've seen lately with him that are decent, but it's not because of him. It's because of the other people in the match. It's because AJ Styles is carrying him, or it's a match with him, Brock Lesnar, and CrossFit Jesus, Seth Rollins. And he's not a good actor. He's shown nothing from any of these film roles to make anybody believe that he has the charisma to pull off a character like Duke Nukem.
The Marine, 12 rounds.
Any of the WWE direct-to-video movies he did. What? The role he played in Sisters as some tattoo drug dealer? Yeah, that's perfect for
Blockers.
Blockers, yeah.
That great looking
Where
movie.
he's chugging beer up his ass. Yeah, that's your perfect Duke Nukem right there.
I why is he was in wrestling for like wasn't he like the top guy for 15 fucking
Yeah, it was
years?
ridiculous. He has
And
like as many
think about it,
titles as Ric Flair, I think, and
or
then
or
yeah,
getting to be more so. And think about it, when he was the top guy, now wrestling's at his lowest ratings
yeah.
point.
I think some of them are also maybe they're casting him because I think he said like the champ is here, and doesn't Duke Nukem kind of say something like that? Talk about the champ and all of that. I'm the
I
champion or something like that, or I don't remember. Like I
well,
haven't
it's
played the
like
game in a while.
yeah, it has lines from Ash
Yeah,
like "Come get
yeah.
some,"
Come get some.
or from Roddy Piper, kick ass and chew bubble
Yeah,
gum, and I'm all out of gum.
yeah. But also the Duke Nukem film, it's like way too late. Like, I mean, last time Duke Nukem was in the public eye was with that Duke Nukem Forever game, which took forever to come out and was considered by many to be a turd. So I don't know. It's just weird timing. For me, I would personally, I would be open to it. I mean, at least give him a screen test. I mean, I think Channing Tatum would be a better Duke Nukem than John Cena because he's shown that he could play this type of meathead role really well in the 21 Jump Street franchise.
And this is being produced by Platinum Dunes.
Yeah. And apparently the producer is comparing it to Deadpool. He's like, "Oh, I want to make it be like Deadpool." And that's all good and well, but you have John Cena and he sucks. So it's automatically going to fail because of that. If it proves me wrong, proves me wrong, and broken clock is right once a day.
Isn't
But
it technically right twice a day?
twice a day. Okay.
Or maybe it's was. It's 12 o'clock or it's 12
Well,
o'clock.
well, speaking of shit that's broken, we have the new Cobra Kai web series on RedTube. No, I mean YouTube Red. Might as well be on RedTube. The
Here's
Karate
a
Kid
question.
porn would probably be more respectful to the fucking
Here's a question to
characters.
people out there. Does anyone watch YouTube Red?
I don't. I get revenue apparently.
But I mean, I've never watched YouTube Red. I didn't know a lot of people watch
You
YouTube
want to
Red.
pay
I guess
$10 a month so you can watch Logan Paul do his or Jake Paul or one of those guys do their fucking talk show. Yeah, YouTube is rewarding one of these fucks
are
with a
they going to
talk
show more?
show.
Are they going to show more dead bodies instead?
Like they're clueless. I don't know what the fuck because it's popular, but I'm like, what the fuck is these two fuckheads done to deserve a talk show or deserve all of this? Nothing. They're
They show dead
talentless.
bodies.
They're talentless. They're clueless. They're disrespectful. They're a bunch of punks. I'm not jealous because it's one of those things where I wouldn't even want to be that successful for being such a fucking dumbass and an idiot because I live in LA and I've already got all this money and I have good looks and I hang out with the right crowd, but I have nothing in between,
My
my
legs,
ears.
or my legs, because he's a ballless, dickless prick. These Paul guy.
Yes,
I didn't even know who the
it's
fuck they
true.
were before all this shit happened.
This man has no dick.
I didn't know who the fuck they were. Like, who the fuck is Logan Paul and what's the other
They don't
guy's
have a
name?
dick in between their legs because it's in their head or it's replaced their head.
So that's why they're a dickhead.
Yeah,
What was the other guy? Logan Paul and
yeah.
Jonah Paul,
Jake Jonah Paul, Jake Paul. Yeah.
Jake and the Fat Man Paul.
One of them is like selling merch that's like Maverick merch, and I'm like, you don't get to be repping the Maverick. There's only one Maverick, and it's from Top Gun, you motherfucker. The fuck out of here with that shit.
So we got Cobra Kai, which I guess someone loved that Daniel's a bully
Yeah, I hate that video.
video.
That it's such a manipulative video. The guy just cut and pasted certain scenes together to make it look like he
Like
was a
Daniel's a
bully the
bully.
whole time.
And I guess they're going with that because this is a comedy show, even though the trailer doesn't make it seem that much of a
No.
comedy, but I guess the show itself is supposed to be a comedy where Billy Zabka, he teaches this kid who's being bullied. He opens up Cobra Kai. Daniel is a used car salesman who's cocky. Did you kick his ass? Oh, actually, I kicked his face, or whatever the hell the line
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
And has a bug up his ass because the guy started up Cobra Kai. I guess they're going to show. I
Show
guess
him fight Billy.
does
So
does
he's
Danny have
playing the
PTSD?
so he's playing the Joe Piscopo character from Sidekicks. Is that what this is?
Is he going to become the Thomasia
Oh
Griffin
no.
of Karate Kid 3?
I mean, just
Uh,
when you thought Karate Kid 3 did enough damage to the franchise and to the character of Daniel, here comes this. This is smarmy douchebag auto salesman. I mean, with a
because
face you want to punch. Because look at this photo. Like I'm on this website called Slash Film, and he's like holding up this bonsai tree, like bonsai, because you remember bonsai
why
tree.
why didn't they just do a show on the other Ralph Macchio when the Karate Kid remake was coming out? That Funny
Yeah,
or Die sketch.
yeah,
There was a Funny or Die
yeah. I
sketch with
like
Ralph
that.
Macchio.
Yeah,
That was a lot better than this crap. And oh, you haven't seen it yet. How many times do we have to go through these studios and whatever, taking established franchises, shitting them out, shitting on their faces, your faces, my faces, put in a non-lube dick up your butthole, and saying, take it, before you realize, hey, I don't like it. From Luke Skywalker farting in the wind. At least that's what he
drinking titty
ends up.
milk
That's what he ends up becoming, and milking walrus titties.
and throwing
Or
the lightsaber. Like the best thing about that scene is someone did a photo manipulation with Photoshop with him holding the Last Jedi Blu-ray and then should toss it off the cliff. That was great. That was glorious.
I mean, yeah, that and just countless times of fucking taking franchises.
It's like if you went to
RoboCop
a
for
restaurant
you.
that 9 times out of 10 gave you food poisoning, but you keep going back. Makes no sense.
Yeah,
Keep trusting it. This time around, I'm not going to get the dish that's going to make my ass explode in the toilet bowl later.
you look at the Alien franchise from Alien 3
Uh,
onwards to Prometheus and Alien Covenant. Look at the
Alien
RoboCop
Covenant is the
franchise.
worst one.
You look at RoboCop, and then what happened with all the cartoons and the
3
movie,
miniseries, the TV series,
and then the Joe Kennedy to what Tiananmen.
fucking Alpha Commando. Yeah. More on that later, folks.
Me with the Ninja Turtles. More on that later. I Star Wars. Even I mean,
Did you hear the rumors that they might be considering hiring Meryl Streep to play Leia? Like it's a not confirmed
why?
or anything. It's a rumor.
I don't buy that. Not even for a dollar.
I don't either. That's just like a crazy fucking rumor that I don't.
I won't. I don't buy that.
But
They'll just
did you buy that what they were gonna do with the Luke? Yeah,
no. I guess
probably,
not. But
probably. Well, I mean, but maybe because what they did with Han. But
well,
then
yeah, with
again,
Force Awakens.
but
Yeah.
then again, Harrison Ford. You know, I like Harrison, but he's always had a bug up his ass about Han. And
At least maybe if you're explaining, well, that's not the only reason I don't like Force Awakens, but there's many other reasons. But with that part, at least like Harrison Ford didn't want to do anymore.
yeah.
Mark Hamill's the opposite,
And no, I
and
don't buy a lot of the
still,
stuff he's saying now. Like he clearly has had a gag order put on him or something.
yeah, easily. Otherwise, you get sued.
I agree though with what his statement where he's maybe I should have kept it to myself type thing because he didn't want people to use him as some sounding board for their personal whatever. I can understand his viewpoints there. He felt like maybe he betrayed Star Wars by saying those things, and I'm like, you
He
didn't
didn't
betray.
betray. Ryan Johnson betrayed.
Exactly.
So did Jar Jar Abrams. They betrayed Star
Yeah, I'm
Wars.
like, you didn't betray Star Wars. He probably did what he could. He was probably saying, this sucks. I hate this. Why are we
They
doing
si-
this to Luke? This is nothing like Luke Skywalker.
he signed up before anything happened
Yeah,
because he thought, like many people,
they do it justice and wouldn't be like, let the past die.
it's
Let it.
fucking Hollywood. They don't do much of anything justice anymore. It's fucking.
I mean, even Deadpool 2 sounds kind of up in the air. I mean, because I've read some plot synopsises and other shit, and it doesn't make me go
Really?
like, huh,
Really?
all
Huh.
right. Maybe there is something to some of these rumors. I'll talk
Yeah.
about that later.
Okay. But
And
Cobra Kai, I have no interest.
I'll just watch Karate Kid 2 again, because that seems to be forgotten about for some reason.
Yeah, I wish you took this money and put a special edition of Karate Kid too.
Yeah.
Since it has like a little featurette from back to the day, I think, but
That's my
nothing
favorite
else.
Karate Kid film is the second one.
Mine too. I like the first one. My
He
favorite's the
grows
second one.
up, he kicks ass, you know, he goes to a different location, falls in love with this Japanese
Beautiful
girl,
woman, yeah.
beautiful woman, and then
Well, that's why they can't use the bully thing on the second one because they know they have nothing to fucking stand on. So
yeah.
let's ignore the second movie. Because fuck it.
But I'd just rather see Daniel in a tournament or something. You know, that's what I feel they should have had anyway. It was like the natural progression for him in some like tournament as an adult, like trying to win the title or something, like Blood Fist or Kickboxer, or not really necessarily Kickboxer. Well, I mean, better than Sasha Mitchell.
Step by step, day by day. It's Cody.
I know I saw episodes of that, along with like Growing Pains on ABC Family back in the day. But all I
Kind of him.
remember about
Yeah, go
Step
ahead.
by Step is the intro, and there's like a roller coaster involved. That's it. That's all I fucking remember about Step by
Second
Step.
time around.
Uh,
Yeah, but
that's
if
the
you look
next
for the
revival, Step by Step.
but if you look forward to Cobra Kai, good on you, man.
Yeah.
I've just so
I'm
many
kind of curious
franchises
about the
lately.
idea of having a redemption
Billy
story
Zabka.
for Billy Zabka's character. I think that's an interesting direction to take it. At least they're making an effort to try to do something a little bit different.
Okay, but why can't you have a redemption story and then there's only one guy who can help,
Yeah,
and
and,
it's
and it's
Daniel.
Daniel. That's better than Daniel just being a dick.
Because at the end of the first movie, they reconcile. Like,
Yeah,
he gives him the trophy as a thanks, man. Like, that's the end of the first
yeah.
movie where he gives him he gives him the trophy.
It's like, did the people who wrote this not even watch the first movie or something.
No,
Like,
they ignore shit to make their own shitty initiative.
yeah. But you haven't seen the
Because,
series. I mean, like, it's already disrespectful. I'm sorry. Like, if you
no,
already have the trailer showing Daniel
no,
being
because
such
we're
a
taking it too
prick.
seriously, Mike. It's meant to be a comedy. We're too
Was this
serious.
serious?
You chill out.
Was the series ever a comedy to begin with? No. It became a comedy with fucking Karate Kid Part 3 and the next Karate Kid.
Next Karate Kid looks better than
It
this.
does, actually.
You
But
know, his goofy fucking jumping from the gym roof, whatever the fuck that scene was.
but I
But
mean,
fucking
I mean, already did
Karate
enough
Kid Part
damage. Karate
Karate Kid
Kid,
Part 2 looks better than this.
yeah. Just Karate Kid Part 3, man. I mean, that already did enough damage to everything with this character. He went backwards,
Yeah,
and now it's just further into the dumpster bin.
and a lot of people love
It's
it.
like a kick in the nut, kick in the nads. It's like a crane kick right in the balls.
A lot of people love it. That's cool if you love it.
It's
It
fine.
seems to be a common thing. It's just not us.
Apparently, Damon Lindelof, the guy who did Lost and helped
Great,
write Prometheus, is going to be doing a Blumhouse movie.
great. Might as well burp.
It's two bad things, kill two birds for the price of one.
Oh, thank God. Damon Lindelof. I mean, isn't that the guy who did fucking. I'm looking up his credits. Lost. I didn't care for Lost. He worked a little bit in Cowboys and Aliens, so I'll give him
Yeah.
that. Oh, of course, Star Trek producer. Oh, okay, he did World War Z. He worked a little bit on that. I liked. I'll give him credit for Cowboys and Aliens, World War Z. But Star
Mm-hmm.
Trek in the Darkness? No. I know you're more a fan of that than me.
It's been a while since I saw it, but yeah.
Tomorrowland?
Yeah, that fucking movie.
You
Yeah.
saw
I've
that.
forgotten about that for the most part. And yeah, Lindelof's handwriting
He was
was
a
all over
producer and
that.
writer.
It was all over that film.
He was a
Bunch of
producer and writer.
questions and shit that was asked and never answered. I hate that shit about him. You
Fudge.
might as well just call the horror film Questions. That's his Blumhouse film, Questions. There's going to be a lot of questions. And they're going to be mysterious. And none of them are going to be answered. And that's the horror.
I like that on his Wikipedia. He's wearing a shirt that says "damn fine." On the back, it should say "fuck no." Damn fine, my ass.
So, yeah, not looking forward to that. I saw the trailer for The Darkest Minds, which is basically X-Men, but not really. It's based on a young adult novel, and it's in the future, and these kids end up getting mutant powers. Maybe that's why Fox said, we don't release our X-Men movie to compete with this movie because they're too similar or something. I don't know. I didn't mind the trailer. I didn't like the font they used, but I didn't mind the trailer because I don't. I mean, I might check it out because actually looked like there were some kid actors, some young actors who could actually act, which was a nice thing to see. Something that is just baffling, and I still cannot believe that Amazon is even thinking about doing this. Apparently, Amazon is currently in talks to land the rights to adapt the popular Chinese book series, The Three Body Problem, into a 3-season TV series. Now, folks, how much money do you think that they're going to spend on this in terms of an estimate? How much money do you think? Matt, how much money do you think they'd be spending?
Well, I already know the answer, but
I know.
I okay. If I didn't know this, I would think for 3 seasons,
Yeah.
30 million, 10 million a season.
Hmm.
Because I think that's a lot of money, and that's just going high as a kite.
Yeah.
Because 10 million for one season—that's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, but I mean,
So
I film shows like Game of Thrones. I think they easily go over that, and a few other. But yeah, because they're
Well,
trying to compete with Game of Thrones.
I don't know how much they cost per season.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how that works. 50 million, 80 million.
Yeah, 50 million. That might 80 million, 100 million. I mean, even 100 million. You know, all right, 300
100
million.
million is it's a lot of fucking money.
It is, but that's nothing compared to the estimate that's being thrown around here. $1 billion. I can't even. It's just my brain cannot
This is on top of
comprehend
their
this.
Lord of the Rings show that they want to make for like 500 million.
But at least that's Lord of the Rings. That's a well-known property. What the fuck is the three body problem? Is it about three ways? Is it about the problem with three ways? I got nothing. I don't even know. It's a popular Chinese book series. If you
It's
look
a
at
remake. It's a remake of what I, I
the thing
forgot
with
the
two
fuck.
heads,
No, it just says a remake of the fucking Ass to Mouth movie.
Human Centipede.
It was so
It's the
big.
Chinese Human Centipede. But
Chinese
really,
humans.
it's like, is there a big Chinese audience for Amazon films and Amazon TV series streaming in China? Because it doesn't make any sense to be spending potentially $1 billion on 3 seasons of a show that the majority of people in the U.S. don't even fucking know about.
Word has it Amazon is looking to adapt all three books into 3 seasons of TV. The story follows a Chinese astrophysicist who manages to contact an alien race and, infuriated by the people around her, invites them to come destroy the Earth. A power move if there ever was one. Yuzu Pictures, a Chinese production company, is said to hold the rights to all three Remembrance books. But if Amazon's bid for the rights is anywhere near the reported sum, nearly 4 Avengers Infinity Wars, that's $1 billion,
Yeah.
it seems foregone conclusion this will be a done deal in the not too distant future. I don't see how it could play out. I don't understand this at all. This is why you cancel shows like the Jean-Claude Van Damme show
Yeah.
to put $1 billion in this. That I don't. Has anyone ever even fucking heard of
Is
this?
Jeff Bezos Doctor Evil? Like, is he taking over the fucking? Is he the one running Amazon? I mean, it's that comical. It's like, what? And like, even Chinese people, there were some Chinese people who were familiar with it, and they left a comment on Slash Film, and he's like, the books suck. Why spend money on this bad book? Like, there's even people who are the target audience and read the books, and they're like, they suck.
That's just dumbfounding to me.
It is.
I'm like, this can't be real. I can, I can't believe it. With the shit coming.
I mean, look at the budgets for a lot of films are just escalating nowadays. Avengers: Infinity War is going to cost 500 million estimated, and that's not including its advertising budget, which could
But at least
easily
with
make that film into 750 million dollars. That's a lot of money.
it's a lot of money, but
It'll be a hit for sure.
yeah, at least it's going to theaters and people's pay what $15 for and such.
Yeah.
I don't see this being people are going to purposely buy Amazon to watch this show
Yeah.
enough to recoup $1 billion, let alone make a profit.
Yeah, they're being.
I don't see how you can make a profit.
Yeah, it looks like an impossible dream. Really, it's one of they're so desperate to compete with Netflix that they're like, what do we have? What can we get that's like Game of Thrones or like these other things? This Chinese
But even
book
that
series
plot,
is
how is that like
popular.
Game of Thrones?
I don't know because
That
it's
plot,
fantasy.
but it's just another fucking sci-fi like alien invasion movie, or it might as well be a remake of V.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's not a fucking remake of V.
Well, they did that. Remember in the 2000s?
I know,
Sometime
but
with
that's
Scott
what I mean.
Wolf?
I'm surprised it's not another remake of V, since they remake fucking everything. Since they want to do Tales from the
Yeah.
Crypt and fucking.
But they stopped that. They stopped doing that because
I'm sure it'll come back.
if it does,
I guarantee it'll come back.
HBO should do it. And it should just be Tales from the Crypt. It should just be John Kassir is back as the voice of the Crypt Keeper. You have new writers writing new segments. And I think if they did that and they had like some of the same producers, that could be a hit. It already has a huge cult following. I mean, huge fan base. They've been chomping at the bit for more. And I think you could have a lot of stars who did not have the chance to be on Tales from the Crypt or who grew up watching the show. They would love, they would absolutely jump at the opportunity to be in a new series. I don't know what
But yeah,
HBO is thinking. I really feel that they're sitting on a pretty sizable, successful property, and they've just been ignoring it for years. They could have easily brought it back in the 2000s, and it would have been another hit.
but with Amazon, like, I know they're trying to do a lot of stuff. They're doing like a Jack Ryan
Mm-hmm.
series. They're doing an Arnold Schwarzenegger series,
I didn't.
Western.
Oh, I didn't know about that. But yeah, I mean, they're trying to
They're
to compete with
like
Netflix.
Julia Roberts is getting a
Dang.
show.
Well, I mean, Bezos and company, they got a shit ton of money. I mean, they really do have
I was
billions of
it not enough to
dollars.
fucking cancel Van Damme show, was pissing me off because I saw the show and I liked it.
Yeah.
I wanted to see more of it.
Well, it's
And it didn't
because
get a chance. You release it in December and 1 month later you cancel it. While people are off shopping for fucking Christmas. And then you didn't even give them much fucking. That's another tangent, but
yeah. But yeah, I mean,
pissed me
it's just
off.
crazy, crazy. That's all that you know. It's a problem. Three body problem. That's a problem with stuff nowadays. These escalating budgets. Like it'll get to the point where it's like, how are you even going to make a profit? Like Black Panther is considered to be like the highest grossing superhero film of all time. If you do not adjust the numbers to inflation, if you adjust the numbers to inflation, it makes it made less than Batman '89. If you
Mm.
add up, the because in domestic box office, because we're talking about domestic in the United States, but Batman made more if you adjust to inflation because Black Panther cost $200 million to make. It definitely had a heavy advertising campaign. It was everywhere. It was at the Super Bowl. That could be easily another 100, 200 million. So when you have something that hits like 400 million, once it hits that mark, then it started to break even, and then it starts to make some profit. So it's one of those things. It's just we talked about it before in other podcasts. I don't see this being a sustainable business model. Like especially we need to make over $1 billion for it to be successful. Like this three body problem, you need to make $2 to $3 billion. Like how the fuck is that gonna happen?
Well, how long has this been going on?
Yeah.
Quite a while, it seems. And
Ever since
I thought
Waterworld, it's just escalated. Waterworld used to be like, and then it's Titanic, and then it's
I
Avatar, and then
I thought the whole thing was less and less people were going to the theaters.
well, that is part of it too.
And if that's the case, then there's got to be some kind of breaking point.
Yep. Also, less people are going to theaters because studios are interfering too much, like 20th Century Fuckface and the New Mutants. Oh, the screening's okay. Make it PG-13. It's gonna be PG-13. I will be shocked if it isn't. I
Yeah.
really will. And with Dark Phoenix, apparently the climax was terrible. Like the third act was really bad and needs work, so they're spending an extra 10 million. That's never a good sign. I hope they find a way to make it work, but I don't have a lot of hope for either of those films. And I was interested in the New Mutants at first. I was kind of on because it wasn't really the comics. There were horror elements, but it wasn't really a horror comic. But I warmed up to the idea, and then it's been pushed back, and it was pushed back again. So yeah,
I didn't know about the comic, and I saw the trailer. I was interested. Now I just have zero
mm.
interest because they're fucking around with it again and again.
Speaking of fucking around, we get to Deadpool. Now, before I talk about Deadpool 2, I want to talk about the animated series that was recently canceled by FX. Because there's going to be a Deadpool animated series. Donald Glover was working on it. And I was curious about it because it's Deadpool. I'm wearing my Deadpool shirt right now, and I'm huge fan of Deadpool. Have been for years. I've been one of the most vocal people way back in 2011 when I was talking about First Class. If you fuck up Deadpool, the Deadpool movie, I'm coming for you. I've been
I
saying
remember
shit
that.
in other podcasts and stuff, and either my own
Should
or
have
in
said
other
that about the
people's.
sequel, I
Yeah,
guess.
well, that's true. If you fuck up Deadpool 2, I'm coming for you. All right.
But the cartoon is canceled now.
Yeah, the cartoon was canceled, but yeah, I was one of the first people who was like, they need to make this Deadpool movie. They do it, it will be a hit. It will be, and not just a hit. It will be a huge hit.
And it was.
Yeah, I was right. So this animated series, I was curious about it because I think Deadpool is a perfect character for a TVMA animated series. Just would be awesome. So many things you can do with it, but I was kind of leery of it because of Donald Glover. Like, I'm not really a super big fan of his work, and the fact that he's some outsider who's just coming in and trying to do Deadpool. I'm like, I really would have liked to have seen Joe Kelly write at least give him a chance, because he's a big reason why Deadpool is what he is today, and that's glossed over so much.
Yeah, but who wrote the movie?
Um,
Did he write the movie?
no, Ryan Reynolds and Tim Miller, and I would try to bring in Tim Miller and maybe Ryan Reynolds, get them involved too. But I would love to see Joe Kelly, because his contributions to the character are immense. They're a big reason why Deadpool was really the success it was. It was in the pretty underrated first run of the comic, and when he had his first solo run, and Joe Kelly's the one that really gave Deadpool the personality. He's the one who really brought him to life. It's not Rob Liefeld. He came up with the concept, and there's another guy who I think it's Fabian Incenza. He's the one who came up with the fact that his name was Wade, because he knew somebody named Wade Wilson or whatever. It was a security guard, and used that. So he's the one that gave Wade his name. Liefeld's just taking too much credit, and all these different publications are being like, Rob Liefeld, Deadpool creator. I'm like, fuck it, stop. Like, he's not the only guy who created Deadpool. All right, and I would just like to. And I know a lot of Deadpool fans are like, yeah, we know that already. But there's a lot of people who don't. Like, they just think, like, they just see this shit, and it's Rob Liefeld this, and Rob
I didn't
Liefeld
know
that.
that. I didn't
So,
know that. I just
yeah.
knew that now.
So there you go.
I didn't know that until just now.
The more you know. But I would have loved to seen Joe Kelly's, see what he could do with the animated series. But it's got canceled. I don't know what it's for. Maybe it's because it sucked. I read the script that Donald Glover wrote in, like, retaliation for canceling the series, and it sucked. I'll be honest about it. I thought it was terrible. I didn't think it matched the character or the tone of Deadpool. He didn't get Deadpool. If this particular script is any indication of what he was doing, I'm glad it got canceled. I'd rather
Mm-hmm.
them wait to do this right, have Tim Miller involved. Probably won't, because he's like, I don't want to be anywhere. Ryan Reynolds, if he is not going to do voiceover work, nor Nolan North, who did the voiceover work for the video game, the Deadpool video game. So, because I think there was rumors made Donald Glover might voice him too, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Not really a good choice, but yeah, it got canceled. Now I'm wondering, my brain's just kind of firing off these synapses. Is there a potential that some of this stuff is kind of related to the upcoming takeover by Disney? Is this like stuff
I
being
was actually
pushed
going to say that.
forward and pushed back and canceled because Disney's like,
It was pretty convenient that when that happened, like all this
yeah,
Deadpool 2 cartoon canceled, 2 X-Men movies pushed back. Just seems like really convenient timing.
Predator,
But yeah, Predator,
the Predator to reshoots and things like that.
which converted to 3D. It's very convenient.
Maybe there was like jokes about Disney or something in there. Like, gonna kiss the purity ring, bitch. Oh. Oh, hail the mouse. We're getting to that point.
pretty
Sobering
much.
reality. So, yeah, the Deadpool animated series, would have been curious to see what they would have done, but if they weren't going to do it right, then it's a good thing that it didn't happen. Now, Deadpool 2. Now, I know in the last podcast, I was talking about it's just rumors of one guy's opinion who didn't even see the movie, and it's true. And there were updates from people who had been to screenings and other people who were inside Hollywood who said no, there were like 3 different screenings and they all had pretty high test ratings. One had like a 91, another one had a 93, and like the latest one had the highest rating, and they're going to go with that one. And I did some more research because I'm a big Deadpool fan, and I think I even remember seeing a plot leak for Deadpool before I saw it, and I'm like the type of guy who's like, it's not about the plot really. It's about how it's about the jokes. It's about the action. There's more to it. But I'm definitely I'm gonna go in with guarded expectation. I'm gonna be like trying to lower my expectations a little bit, not super low. Like oh, if it's entertaining and some jokes land and there's some decent action sequences, but I'm not a fan of the plot. It's a great movie. No, because I'm not like that. But I'll be the first to say, and if this is like an average, I will. That'll be half a rant because this has no excuse to be an average film. Absolutely none. So from what I saw, and this is, I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but it seems like there might be some legitimacy to this because there are shots in the trailers that do kind of tie in with this synopsis. Now, if you don't want things to be spoiled, folks, skip, skip this, mute it, do whatever. I'm gonna try not to spoil things as much, but in order for me to talk about certain things, I honestly do have to kind of, uh, because spill the beans a little, spill the chimichangas. So you're familiar with the character played by Monica. I think her last name is Baccarin. I think Vanessa. Now, from what I've been reading and from what some of the test screening audience said, she doesn't make it. So if you feel conflicted about that, I totally understand. For me, it's how they do it. That's my main thing. Do they do it respectfully? Do they do it in a way? It's not the fact that they're doing it, it's how they do it. Is it going to be a lazy, slasher film thing where you take her out, that kind of thing? Like what they did with Ellie Cornell's character in Halloween 4, in the next
Five.
one. Well, I said, because it was her character, in
Well,
5.
yeah, from four, yeah, and
Yeah,
what
from
they do with her
4.
in five,
Yeah,
yeah,
what they do with her in 5.
yeah.
Or is there going to pull a Hicks or a Newt? Please don't do that. Or Luke Skywalker? No, thank you. I definitely wouldn't appreciate that. But it depends on how they do it. Now, there's this other sort of thing. I mean, you saw in the trailers, there's this kid who may or may not be Deadpool's kid. They need to do something about it, or help him out or something. And apparently Cable wants to, take him out or something, and Deadpool has to try to protect him and so on and so forth. I don't mind that type of plot, keep away, whatever.
Hmm.
From what I've read, it's the stuff with Vanessa is the one thing where I'm like, that's the one kind of like I don't know if that was the best choice type thing. And then there's some stuff involving time travel and some other things, and it's all about how they handle it, how they do it. That's the main thing. It's not they're doing that. It's like how.
So what's the thing with Vanessa? What's the?
Okay, you want more details? All right.
Yeah, I'm fine. You got.
He's
You
asking for.
mentioned.
He's
I'm asking for it. Let's go for it.
so
You brought it up, so
yeah. She gets killed in the Crossfire There's like killers who are going after Deadpool or something, and she dies. I think. I think that's what I remember seeing. So that is kind of shitty. That is how they do it. Like, could you at least try to fight back or something? You know. I think the way they can work around this is if they do some kind of thing where, oh, he finds a way to save her with time travel and whatever. You know, that kind of thing.
Mm.
But I don't know if they're going to do that or not. Maybe that's part of the reshoots that they were doing. Maybe they're going to put that in there. Because that's definitely a contentious bit with fans of the first film. For understandably, they made a great couple. And after everything that he went through, all that maximum effort, I mean, that would be pretty shitty. 10 minutes in or 20 minutes in, you know, just really. That'd be pretty fucking shitty. But then again, it does kind of tie into Deadpool, honestly, he's a tragic character. He's had a lot of shitty things like that happen to him in his life. So
Right.
that doesn't seem too out of character or too much out of the, you know, off in terms of the tone. Other things I've heard that I'm not really a fan of is that maybe some of the X-Force characters are used just for comic relief.
Well, I'm not into X-Force, so I.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're a fan of X Force, you know,
Well, okay,
apparently
right.
there was like some characters who just, you know, had some comical demises or something, which once again depends on how they do it.
Mm.
And none of these synopses are mentioning anything about action. Of course not. They can't really go in depth with that. And I really love the trailers because I thought the new director really knows how to direct action and definitely showing.
How the hell do
Apparently,
they write these synopses? I thought they were had a gag order.
I
Thought they
don't
weren't
know.
supposed to submit stuff.
Somebody's just fucking leaking shit to 4chan apparently, or maybe they saw the trailer and were just making shit up. Like that's a possibility. So this
Is
is
the guy who did
all.
that Ghostbusters
Well, that guy was
Reddit where,
right.
and he was right. So that's what, yeah,
So there's been a lot of these leaks that have been right lately.
yeah. Like
So
probably Predator. It's a
I
different.
I'm thinking
That's a
it
different
is
story.
comical tone, suburbs.
Jubilee,
Yeah.
Tid.
So and then other things like there's like Cable's backstory is different than the comic, and I don't have an issue with that. Some people are like already complaining about. I'm like, were you expecting the Age of Apocalypse Cable? Like, that's not happening.
Well, yeah. Did they see Apocalypse the
Exactly.
movie? That piece of shit. There was no. I don't remember any Cable in that.
No. So they had to tweak things
He
around.
sucked ass.
I'm not really. I'm not going to be too upset about that. And
No,
there's a few
no.
other characters that there's some changes that are made. Like Negasonic Teenage Warhead might be rumored to be a lesbian or something. You know, things like that.
Fine with me.
Yeah, fine with me. I mean, a lot of it just
We
seems
like
to
the same
be.
things.
Yeah,
Both like the same thing.
it just seems like
I don't know this.
it doesn't
Uh,
sound terrible. It doesn't. Like the synopsis did not sound
I,
terrible to
I'm
me.
fine with all. I'm fine with all that. But
Yeah,
I'm the guy that I liked Deadpool. I didn't love it
yeah.
to the
The
tenth
Vanessa
power.
thing, I can see why some people would be like, "Oh fuck," you
Yeah, I
know,
do understand.
what,
I
you know.
understand. I do
So
understand.
we shall see if that's true or not. That'd be nice if it isn't. Like maybe they did some reshoots and fixed that. And spoiled it for you. We warned you. Okay.
Right.
Don't get mad. Don't get mad at us. Um,
Don't get mad at me. I didn't do anything. I just listened.
yeah, don't get mad at him. He did nothing. Get mad at me.
Did you mad no one? It
Yeah,
was one.
exactly. I mean, because honestly, it's for me personally, it's about like when they say it's not about what the destination is about the journey. I
Right.
think that applies to films as well.
Unless it's Alien 3. Because they both the journey and the ending sucked.
Exactly.
So that's Deadpool 2.
Yeah. So that's kind of. I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, because I could probably talk about more, but I'm like, I think that's like the major stories. I think because I mean, I don't know. Is there any other movie news that you want to mention that you think would be?
Uh, Changeling. It's coming out on
Oh
Blu-ray by
yeah,
Severin
we'll talk about
Films.
some upcoming releases.
Severin Films, around June, is coming out with a Blu-ray of The Changeling with George
Well,
C. Scott.
I think it's Second Sight first,
Second Sight.
and then Severin
Okay, yeah,
will
yeah, Second Sight. That's what it
will
was.
handle the
That's what I
release
meant.
in the U.S. But the Second Sight Blu-ray is apparently going to be region free, which is weird. So it's like,
But that's very cool, though.
yeah, and then it's going to be a limited
It's a good
edition. They're
choice.
going to have like a collector's booklet and features. They're still working on features and stuff like that. I can't wait. Like that's it's coming out in June. I think June 25th or something like that.
Sounds right, yeah.
One of the most highly anticipated Blu-ray releases of the year, easily for me. I've been waiting for a Blu-ray release of The Changeling for a long time. It's a
Yeah.
classic film. Great movie.
And then I know you wanted to mention something with Shout Factory.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
there's also Second Sight's coming out with Space Truckers. If you're a fan of that,
okay.
because they're coming
With
out
Dennis
with
Hopper.
Dennis Hopper. It's going to be remastered. Probably have a decent amount of features. Second Sight, I could say from spirits, good company. They did the Super Mario Brothers Blu-ray.
Good documentary on that.
Good transfer of the film. Pretty lengthy electronic press kit as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, so they do a good job. They did a good job with Streets of Fire and a few other ones that they've done over the years. And Scream Factory has ported over a lot of Second Sight releases. I've noticed. Colors was their not just Scream, I mean Shout Factory in general. And before I talk about like a negative about about Shout Factory, I want to mention a positive. They recently bought the Roger Corman library, so we'll see if that leads to Blu-ray releases of like Watchers films or other things like that. Um, that'd be nice. I hope they just start like we're re-releasing Humanoids from the Deep. Like, no, please don't. Like, wait down the road. Give me something new. you know, that would just be kind of, I don't know, kind of lame. So, but speaking of lame, this is lame. Shout Factory's having a sale right now for March Madness, and this sale itself is total madness. Now, they have free shipping for orders over $50 or whatever. All right, cool. All right. So that's basically you buying two Blu-rays or like one box set or something. Maybe a box set and one Blu-ray. Maybe a couple. Um, they're not cheap, and I understand why because they need to make money and so on and so forth. Okay, I'm not that thick in the head. But I'm sorry when you advertise a sale, I think you should try a little harder than this. Save 10% for orders over $60. 10%, isn't that like what, $2 or $3 off your $60 order? Is that really that much of of savings? Save 15% for orders over $80. It's a little bit better, but still gotta throw on another one and 80. And you would think the next one would be 100, right? Because it seems like, okay, we're going in increments of 20. That makes sense. No, save 20% for orders over $200. I don't know about you, that's madness. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's just Mad Hatter.
Sparta.
That's mad. It's just this is madness. No, this is Shout
Shout
Factory.
Factory.
We're just busting their balls, folks. Like we do, like what they do. You know, it's just we're not. I'm not gonna kiss their ass. I'm sorry. With sales like this is a sale. This is what you constitute as a sale. And in contrast, WarnerBrothersShop.com did a recent 3-day sale for the anniversary of their Warner Archive collection, and they put like over 200 titles on sale. I got a good deal on like originally like 4 for 44 plus free shipping. That's great. And they did this thing if you added any other Blu-ray or DVD to your cart at that time, you would also get the same discount. So you would get that fifth, sixth, or seventh Blu-ray or DVD discounted as well. Now they didn't have like new releases or pre-orders, which makes sense, and some of the stuff wasn't available through the sale, but a good amount of it was. I got the hidden through that, and Mask of the Phantasm, and a film called Book of Love, and Lady Hawk on Blu-ray, and I got all of those for and Demon Seed, and I got all of that for like $60. That's a great deal. I mean, especially when Florida Archive Blu-rays go for 20, 25, just by themselves. And so they did this for like 3 days, and I really think Shout Factory should look into, at least for their old stock, because they have a shit ton of old stock for certain, titles that came out a few years ago or something. Like newer releases, I understand, but like for your older stock, do a sale like that for your anniversary, Do something like that. And don't do the cheap I hate it when they do this. And they probably did this during this madness sale, which makes it even more madness, where they mark up the price of the Blu-ray or the box set to where it was initially, like the highest price, and then they knock off the price from that. But then they're like, this is 10% of orders. So they don't even get that. So it's just like, you just gotta pay full price, and then we'll knock some stuff off. We'll knock some percentages off. But when they do sales where they're like something percent off and everything in the store, it's they bump it up to the highest price, which it was not before that sale, which is so annoying. And they bump it up to the highest price. If it was like $17.97 before, now it's $25, and then they mark it down again. Just kind of shitty, if you ask me. So I don't really take part in their sales because of that. I know I'm not alone, because there's other people, and there's other people who do, and have good deals, and that's cool, and that's fine. It's just, I don't know. I think there could be a better way to do that. But,
I don't know, Shellfat, I mean, I
I've
know
heard
there's a lot.
rumors they got Warner Brothers. They got deals with Warner Brothers. Maybe there's some titles coming down the road. Some guys float.
Fucking impress me then,
He's
man,
he,
because
he's
lately, been shitting out
he
bricks.
just like, you don't
Fucking,
impress me much.
no, I mean, the fucking Dodge Soldiers look like shit. Hell, there's another Blu-ray I want to get, like, first looked fucking better than
Yeah,
their
the
fucking
first
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray that came out. Yeah,
Yeah, looks better than this shitty transfer they did. This new transfer looked like shit for Dodge Soldiers. Looks like a shitty Grindhouse movie. And then the bullshit features for
well,
Cyborg.
even Dog Soldiers, the features weren't that much either. I mean, it was a lot of just the same stuff that was on other.
There's a making of, like, half an
Yeah,
hour new interview
yeah, it was
making
like a
of.
half an hour. They call it a
It,
collector's edition,
it
right?
might have been longer than half an hour.
Oh,
It
okay.
might be an hour.
Well, that's good.
I can't. But it was decent, the
Yeah,
features. But when the picture looks like shit, doesn't matter.
yeah, no,
And then the Cyborg delaying it 2 times for shitty sounding features, and
Serpent in the
then
Rainbow.
Serpent Rainbow bullshit.
Why would you even put that commentary on?
Let's have a counter where Bill Pullman stays for just half of it. Not only does he leave, but the guy moderating leaves, so no one fucking
Yeah,
talks for the second half of the fucking commentary. And then let's put out Night of the Lepus on Blu-ray and
because
fucking
it's gonna be Easter soon. We gotta have the Killer Bunny Rabbit movie in HD.
the work your ass did April Fool's Day. April's coming out. April Fools. Have that fucking Blu-ray.
Pair of
I
Pricks
know,
probably won't work with
I
them.
know, but that would impress me. And I
Yeah.
fucking Night of the Lepus.
Well, I
That,
mean, I've heard maybe this might happen. I don't know for sure, but some guy who's kind of in the inside is kind of throwing stuff out, but he's not really able to confirm things. Uh, Creepshow might be because Warner Brothers. But the thing with Creepshow, it's like if they did like a remastered print, like I'd be all for that. It's my all-time favorite horror film, one of my all-time favorite films, period. And I don't have it on Blu-ray. But in terms of features, there's not much extra you can do. There really isn't.
Yeah, didn't Second Sight do that?
Yeah,
Blu-ray?
they did the Blu-ray, but it's been long out of print.
Oh,
But
okay.
Synapse released the Just Desserts Blu-ray, which has the documentary, it has on the making of the film, has all this other stuff. Now the
Tom
second
Savini's
site,
Scream Greats, yeah.
yeah, the second site Blu-ray had a commentary track and a few other things that are not on the Synapse release, but they might port those over to the American if the Scream Factory releases Creepshow. And they do have collector's edition, slipcover, reversible cover. I mean, as a huge fan of it, I'll probably get that. I gotta be honest. Maybe even might pre-order to get the poster so I can have an affordable fucking Creepshow poster to put on my wall somewhere, because not affordable. I'd love to get the theatrical poster, but it's over $100 easily, everywhere
Right.
for like the official one. Makes sense. It's from 1982. But I have an older poster. I have the Wolfen poster, and that didn't cost me that much, but that's a whole other story. And that's an older movie than Creepshow. But yeah, were they going to do Wolfen? They're going to do that collector's edition Wolfen. But I wouldn't put it past them, really. They have a deal with Warner Brothers. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm trying to think of other titles that Warner Brothers
Well, I
has.
mean, there was a Blu-ray of Wolfriend a few years ago by
Oh,
Warner
okay.
Archive,
Yeah.
2015 archive collection, Warner Archive. So
Yeah.
if they just take that, if they do
That'd
Warner,
be crazy if they do the hidden. I'm like, yeah, I just bought the Warner Archive release. Like, this is I take it if they did more interviews and new features. I'd be all
well,
for that.
wasn't well. I don't know if they'll do it because it's the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Like the ambulance, they were able to do it because it wasn't a Blu-ray; it was just a DVD.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
They've done that before where they have like we can't even sell the DVD for one of these titles because the DVD is through MGM or some other company. So
mhm.
I mean, we'll see. I'm in the same boat. I would love to see Shout Select do Pacific Heights. I don't think that's on Blu-ray, and that's a classic. And I mean, I'd love to see. I want to hear Michael if they can get Michael Keaton or anybody involved with the film to hear their thoughts on it. I know the director can't because he's passed away,
Mhm.
but that's a Warner Brothers film that I don't believe is on Blu-ray. So if it is, I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. It's a bunch of up in the air stuff with them. A lot of disappointment lately. Arrow Video announced that they're going to be releasing The Addiction, Abel Ferrara film, Christopher Walken, black and white vampire movie. If you're a
I've never
fan of that
seen,
one, yeah,
never seen it.
definitely grab that because it's been long out of print on DVD, and I don't even know if it even got official release on DVD. So if you're a fan of it, cool. I hate the
Seems
movie.
like
I think it's a pretentious art house pile of fucking trash. But that's just my personal opinion. You're definitely entitled to feel differently, and there's a lot of people that do. I can never get into that film. I think I saw a good review of it in the Creature Features movie guide, and I rented it from the library when I was a kid. I thought it was pretentious and boring then. Gave it another shot as an adult. Still think it's pretentious and boring. I don't get it. I don't understand why that's some classic or whatever. But that's just me. There are fans. There you go. If you're a fan, Arrow's coming out with it. They do a good job. So, you're in good hands.
right.
Something that's not in good hands is Universal announcing some fucking stupid ass sequel to Backdraft, which is in the works apparently with the director Gonzalo Lopez Gallego. Now, Does that name sound familiar to you, Matt?
No.
This is the
Who's that?
same guy who directed Apollo 18.
Oh, Jesus. Moon rocks. That battle with my Bruce Lee nunchucks.
Yeah.
Long ago on this chat. Fucking moon rocks. Killer moon
And he's
rocks.
going to do Backdraft 2. Why are
Firefighters
they
versus moon
doing a
rocks.
Backdraft 2? You go, we go, straight into the shitter. Or you
Yeah.
go, we're like, you
We,
go, we go. And I'm like, it would be more like, you go, no, I'm going to stay here. You just go. Just, just fucking go.
you just burn alive. Let this fucking movie can burn alive.
You see that do you hear that? That's your career dissipation light, and it's just kicked into overdrive.
Maximum overdrive.
This is fucking stupid. There's no need
Backdraft.
for a Backdraft sequel. What is this going to be, direct to video? That's insulting.
Director Apollo 18.
It's gonna come out in theaters? Like, what? If it's gonna come out in theaters, you got the
So
worst fucking guy.
wait a
Like,
minute, Mike. Wait a minute. You're not. You, don't you realize who directed Backdraft? The first one.
Ron Howard.
Who directed Apollo 13?
Oh my god.
So you
Ron
get the
Howard.
director of Apollo 18
No.
to do the sequel. It's genius, right? It's fucking genius. Apollo 13 director of the first one, Apollo 18 director for the second one. I get it now. Shit. Here's my money.
So yeah, Universal has tapped
Take
Spanish
my shove
director
up my ass.
Gonzalo Lopez Gallego, best known for Apollo 18, to helm Backdraft 2, according to Movie Hole. Now,
Fuck
it's
all his holes.
it's officially in the works, with a director attached and co-star William Baldwin set to return. Of course, 'cause he's doing anything. Didn't do much after Backdraft. It was like his best film.
He's still waiting for the sequel to Fair Game.
The film is tentatively titled Backdraft 2 and will reportedly follow the grown son of Kurt Russell's character, an investigator with the Chicago FD who still holds his uncle Baldwin responsible for the death of his father. Well, that's stupid.
Will be played by Wyatt Russell.
I could see that. The villains this time around are a group of agents who are attempting to sneak a missile out of the country using a series of deadly fires as a distraction. This sounds like a New Image fucking movie.
It sounds like a sequel to Firestorm. Sounds like fucking Howie Long comeback for a sequel to Firestorm.
Or it's a Blaze 2.
With Michael Dudikoff. I'd rather see that movie. This bullshit.
I mean, that plot, like, that doesn't fit with Backdrafts. What the fuck does that even have to do with Backdrafts?
Stealing missiles.
This is like a plot from the Hulk Hogan Shadow Warriors TV movie. Instead of like a missile with nerve gas, it's just fucking just missiles. Fucking deadly fires and shit. Come on. Now it's
originally a sequel to Broken Arrow, but they changed it to
production
Backdraft.
Production is set to begin in Romania and Toronto next month. Sounds like the plot of the sequel, which will take place in a daunting 27 years after the original, is formed in the vein of a Lego sequel, a relatively modern creation. Creed, Star Wars, and even Pacific Rim follow a next-generation character who lives up to the legacy of the heroes before them.
Are they all shit movies?
Yeah.
Thank you for comparing those all three shitty fucking movies. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, I agree. Wow. And apparently the highest grossing firefighter, movie about firefighters is not, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. But I don't really consider that a true firefighter movie. So
there's firefighters in it, but that's fucking sad. It just goes to show.
Really, Backdraft 2? Like, that's a sequel, and this is news. When I first saw it, I was like, gotta be fucking kidding.
When Soldier 2? When we get Soldier 2 or Captain Ron 2? I'm waiting for Captain Ron Part 2. But it'll be fucking Adam Sandler as Captain Ron and Chris Rock as Martin Short.
Oh no.
It'll be called Captain Ron
No,
2.
no, it would be Kevin Hart.
It'll be The Rock as Captain Ron.
Or to just Adam Sandler as Captain Ron and Kevin Hart. Like, that is just a lethal combination.
Captain Ron's brother.
Captain
Also
Don.
Captain Rob. Oh my god, we're giving them ideas. See, people wonder why we get cynical.
Yeah.
Look at this shit.
Here's with something that isn't too cynical. I want to mention the Action Park trailer, Johnny Knoxville film, the Jackass crew are doing based on the true story of this real life park called Action Park. This ridiculously unsafe theme park. And doing practical stunts again, you know? And looks like it might be fun. I don't know if it's something that I could see, run to see in the theater or anything, but looks better than Bad Grandpa or, Dirty Grandpa or any of that shit. Sad that Robert De Niro's in both of those movies.
Yeah.
So it's called Action Point, not Action Park, because they couldn't call it Action Park because they'd probably get sued. So my bad. But, yeah. I'd be curious to give that a look sometime. Could be fun. There's something fun.
Maybe.
Laugh at. Looks better than... I mean, that already is better and has more going for it than Backdraft 2.
Well, yeah, compared to that, yeah.
So, now we get to the finale. And this is something that probably will end up in a separate audio. So... won't even be hearing this, so close your ears. But anyway, I really feel that this would be a fun thing to talk about cartoons that we grew up with or we remember that were pure garbage, just crappy cartoons. And to segue into this discussion, I thought be the perfect time for Matt to unleash the beast out of the basement in regards to the new Rise of the Teenage Mutant I can't even say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because I'm with him. Like, I don't even want to associate the Turtles with this new series because I can't even say it.
Fucking damn it. I don't even know what to fucking start with. This fucking pulsating piece of fucking phlegm that I just witnessed and I ranted on. And then what's funny, there's a lot of people who agree with me in the comments.
Uh-huh.
But there's also, it's funny, the people who do disagree, they always throw out personal insults. So this is not to anyone out there who watches and listens to this, and if you like it too. This is to the people who fucking threw out insults at me with this bullshit that you're fucking defending. And this is speaking for me, not speaking for Mike, this is speaking for me. I did these fucking people fucking commenting saying you're an idiot, and they spell idiot with 2 D's.
You're an idiot.
Or I get like fucking this one fucking comment which I left because it was so fucking stupid. I responded to them, they still haven't fucking responded. By Mirage Leonardo 84, which, I'm sorry, man, you should change your fucking name because you're a fucking insult to Mirage Comics. Because I feel the haters of Rise of the TMNT are spoiled fucking brats. No one's going to go to your house and burn your DVDs. They do this with every incarnation. This is how stupid this guy is. And Bill, you being me. No, I'm being reasonable.
Right off the bat, I'm already like, bullshit. With that fucking, whenever somebody comes up with that statement. But these are the kind of
comments I get.
They're not going to burn your DVDs. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Every single person who has defended this always comes out with a personal insult So you know what? If someone don't fuck with me, I can fuck with them back. And this is shit that these are people that you deal with. Not all. I'm not saying not all folks. The people I've dealt with so far. They bitched that they wanted Bebop, Rocksteady, Shredder, Crane, Stockman in the 2016 film. Then when the director put them in there, they still bitched. Who the fuck are you talking to?
Yeah.
I never fucking did that. That's
I
not even what the
didn't.
fucking video was about. And I didn't give a shit. I like Secret of the Ooze. Had Token on Razor. I didn't give a
I
fuck
think
if they
I
were
think
Rocksteady or
Token and
never
Razor
in a
are
fucking movie.
better than Bebop
The
and
B-Rock.
Rocksteady, especially in particularly in Out of the Shadows.
I don't give a fuck. They're never in a fucking movie. And
They were in
guess
the
what?
movie and they looked at their dicks and farted and burped and shit. So what?
And Shredder stood there with the thumb up his ass and no mask on his face, just fucking yapping his jaw as if he's ready to suck cock because he wasn't fighting, he wasn't frightening, he
Yeah.
was just shitting his pants. And he got frozen as if he's fucking Han Solo and Carbonite by this fucking guy from Everybody Loves Raymond,
Yeah.
voicing Crane, the guy who
Brad
plays his
Garrett.
brother. Yeah. Baxter Stockman, yeah. Are you happy with fucking Tyler Perry? Spice didn't wear a fucking dress for that fucking movie too. No, who the fuck are you talking to? They bitch about the 2012 series. Who you? And then they changed their minds. Who you talking to? I didn't change my mind. I don't like the fucking series. Just made Raph to a fucking pussy, afraid of fucking horses, turned into a fucking flower, and just being a fucking pussy. They bitch about the IDW comics when the origin was changed, even though it made sense in Secret History of the Foot Clan. No one bitch about that comment. In fact, all I've heard is praise. So who the fuck are you talking to? Yourself and the man in the mirror. Nowadays, Team fans will never be satisfied. Yeah, we're not satisfied with shit. If you like to eat shit, then eat shit and live, man.
Yep.
If you like shit, doesn't mean I will like shit. But by all means, send death threats and hate mail to the show's creators. I'm sure Nickelodeon will hire you if you think you can come up with a better story. Who the fuck are you talking to? No one in the comments did that. I didn't do that. Might never do that. Who the fuck are
No.
you talking to? Are you hearing voices in your head? Because that's the only way you're coming up with. And these are the people that fuck defend this shit that I've seen so far. Prove me wrong. Feel free to prove me wrong. But so far, it's been fucking people insulting, throwing out, and I'm a lot of times I'm in the mind frame of to each their own. If you're into this, cool.
Well,
I
but
disagree,
this is not
but
cool though. Like this is crossing a line. Like when you make it personal and you're just slinging insults, it's no
but you know
longer
what?
constructive criticism or an example of somebody just sharing their opinion. I mean,
You know what? Let me put on a fair ground.
yeah.
In the video, and I stand by this, I said, I don't understand how people like this do have lower fucking standards. And if they're coming out with me with that, fine. But I'm not changing my fucking opinion. Hey, I gotta take you for what it is, fine. That's not even what it's about. I did
Mm-hmm.
this shit every day. It's more about I'm not, you know what? Even though I start off with that, it's just to run the blood pressure for the shit I'm really pissed off about. It's not about the comments because I get that every day. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
It's more this fucking show I'm pissed about. I'm more pissed about the show than fucking, comments. I'm pissed off more about the show where I see this piece of fucking ass itch, fucking ass cream on this fucking television that should not be on even a fucking Newgrounds channel, let alone a fucking TV set where they look like might as well be fucking stick figures and might as well be made by a bunch of fucking kindergartners huffing fucking glue. It would look fucking better than this fucking animation that's choppier than the fucking chopping shit that you see on the fucking 2FC. This is bullshit. The cartoon looks like shit. The voices look like shit. Sound like shit. Smell like shit. The fucking dialogue is shit. The jokes are not funny, but as funny as fucking chairman of the board funny. The chair funny as fucking Carrot Top funny. The fucking animation looks like shit. The designs are horrible. It looks like they took a fucking glob of fucking cum from Michael Bay's fucking designs and reinterpreted it as their own piece of fucking fart. This looks like absolute fucking biggest pile of fucking dog shit I've seen in a fucking while. And they've been fucking over these turtles for so fucking long. And then people just, it seems like a lot of people just want to take it up the ass, just fucking fist fucked up ass. And like, yes, I want another fist. I want another fist. And then put some fucking toe rings in that shit. Put some fucking dildos and hammers and fucking spears and shit. So they're dumping on a fucking ditch. Dump on a dead man? No, dump on a ditch. I'm tired of this shit. Like every fucking franchise, whether it be Transformers, RoboCop, we talked about your Star Wars, Karate Kid, you shit on shit, and if you liked it, at the end of the day, deep down, that's cool. But don't let me think I'm going to like it. When I see this bullshit that they keep fucking pissing on, I'm sorry, when someone pisses on my face, I'm not going to like it. I'm not fucking R. Kelly. Alright? I'm not a fucking person meeting with R. Kelly who likes pissing on my face. This looks like biggest heaps of done, like Jeff Goldblum would say, that's one big pile of shit.
Yeah.
Not every single fucking thing. I don't know what will it take? If not the Michael Bay produced bullshit where you'd have fucking stuck in a fucking sewer tunnel or whatever the fuck it was, farting on his brother's faces, that's what Mikey did, or getting erections, checking out Megan Fox's ass, it might as well be, and getting high on fucking Orange Crush, or just fuck you want to talk about being Rockstar? They didn't even have a fucking fight in the second movie. It was a 30-second shitty tussle that the wannabe crew cut motherfucker nicknamed Casey Jones, who's a fucking dumbass cop, took care of Bebop Rocksteady by himself. Which shows just how much pussy the turtles are, because all four of them couldn't do it. But this motherfucker on roller skates fucking did it by himself. And Megan Fox, which is a fucking joke, and people accept the joke, they're laughing in your faces, and you're fucking taking it with a smile. I get mad because I'm fucking passionate.
Yeah. I'm
passionate about movies. I'm passionate about franchises. You can make a cartoon that from X-Men and Spider-Man in the 90s, Batman the Animated Series, the 2003 TMNT cartoon, and many more, the multiple levels you can get from enjoyment. I can enjoy different stuff. I enjoy the Mirage comics. I enjoy the Image comics, which are really fucked up because every one of them almost got maligned in some way. They either got turned to a part cyborg or got their hand bitten off or all the changes.
Yeah, didn't you like part of the series before this? Like, I remember you liking
the first season and a good chunk of the second season I could deal with, but when they kept making Raph to a pussy, when they had a third fucking season where all they were on a fucking farm and they had 50 million fucking horror movie references, and let's make Raph turn to a fucking flower like a fucking pussy, and then let's do a season where they kill off Splinter 2 fucking times. They kill him at the beginning, and they go through back in time, go through space. They come back. Splinter's alive. Then a couple episodes later, they kill him off again.
Because once isn't enough.
Time. Like you literally, and fuck yeah. If you're, I could go on. You know, this is not about the 2012 series, but. I'm passionate about this. People say I'm too passionate. Fine, I'm too passionate. But there's not a lot of fucking passionate guys, it seems. They just want to take it and eat it. And if you want to eat, fine, be my guest, but don't be mad at me for complaining about it. When I see this Michael Bay bullshit, which back in the day, and the video's still up, when it was first announced, I was looking forward to it.
Yeah, so
and it's back in
we
2010.
Both were. We were all like, yeah.
Back in the day, and they fucked me, they fucked him, they fucked a lot of people. That's why a lot of people didn't go back to see the second one, thankfully. And it was still a piece of shit. Yeah, I like my Ninja Turtles movies to have something called martial arts. And there's none, pretty much none in that second fucking movie.
Well, Matt, martial arts aren't popular. Because Hollywood's all about producers of what's popular. What's popular with the kids, what's big. Superheroes are popular.
There's more fucking martial arts than Captain America movies.
I know, but still,
Fucking.
that was probably their viewpoint. Let's turn them into superheroes.
And that's the thing is like, and like this shit here with this show. What I don't understand. What can someone tell me what is good about that trailer? Without like you fine, throw all the insults you want. I know I started that to get my gears going, to go into the real shit that pissed me off. Fine, throw as many insults as you want, but none of these people has mentioned what is good about it.
I can't think of anything. I can't think of a single thing. The voice acting is shit. The animation is some of the ugliest and cheapest and
One guy
janky
said
ass
it was
shit that I've
some guy
seen
said it
in
was
years.
the same as Samurai Jack.
Yeah, similar kind of style, but not doesn't really.
I remember Samurai Jack looking a lot fucking better.
Oh, it looks a lot better. That's what I'm saying. Like it's a similar style, but it's like knockoff brand Samurai Jack.
So this is
the
the
Sam's
stuff you at the
Club.
dollar store.
Yeah, the dollar store Samurai Jack animation style.
Like if you don't get the whoopee cushion, you go to the 50-cent store and get the fart bag.
Yeah, the Samurai Jack shit art style. That's what it is.
Perfect. I mean, yeah, I get. That's how I do with my videos. That's how I do with stuff. I get really passionate.
Hey,
Mike has gone through RoboCop. It's like the RoboCop fucking. If RoboCop cartoon, if that cartoon was released today, Mike, the one with the roller skates out of his ass and whatever the fuck.
Fucking toilet paper rolls. RoboCop Alpha Commando. RoboCop Alpha Commando.
If that was released today, and you have people defending it again and
piss
again.
Me off.
There you go. I don't get what do they have to do before people fight back? Because guess what? If you stay quiet, they think you like it.
Yep.
If you go and get a meal and you don't like the meal because you think it's too cold or it's the wrong order or
too spicy.
Let's say you get French fries, but they only put it halfway full and you ordered a large.
Or it's too salty.
You get a burger. You didn't want pickles. They put pickles on there. You get a drink, but then the machine messes up, so it spills on you.
What's funny about the burger thing is I ordered something from Wendy's and I ordered a chicken sandwich and I got a burger instead. But okay, it was a 4 for $4 deal, and I actually was not that mad because it was like a full-size burger. So it's one of those, like, when that happens, it's like, if you're gonna give
sometimes
me
you get lucky bird.
If you're gonna give me something different, then make it really good. Like, make it a big, regular, juicy, meaty burger.
So it was better. Make it better.
Make it better.
That's subjective.
Yeah,
and that's everyone's subjective.
But at least make it.
My subjective is bullshit.
Well, yeah,
I don't see what the effort is in this.
I don't either. It just looks like...
When people say, you haven't seen the show yet, this is the same type of thing that I heard when the 2014 movie trailer came out. I'm like, wow, this looks like a lot of dog shit. Well, you didn't see it, Matt. I waited until the fucking year later to see the movie because I didn't pay a dime for it. And it just it was shit.
Yep.
Yeah, fucking turtles getting stuck and farting on their faces. That's in a fucking Turtles movie. This one has Donnie fucking jetpack.
Yeah. Like he's fucking RoboCop,
Alpha Commando.
Or RoboClod himself from Robert John Burke from RoboCop 3.
Oh, we're gonna make Raph the leader. I dare him fuck to you. He's gonna fuck up. He's gonna be more of a pussy like
That's
the 2012.
That's why it's called Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Because he's gonna fuck up, and then Leo's gonna be the leader. Because Raph's the fuck up. I understand you could play into it, but then they don't do it. They're not gonna. They didn't do it right in the 2012 cartoon. and I can even admit that aesthetically speaking looked better
Yeah.
than even this. So that
Like,
shows how much
it's
I don't look
crazy. It's
forward to
like they went
this.
from CGI to like cheap looking flash animation.
That's what it does look like flash animation. And shitty flash animation. Not even good flash animation.
I mean, you can see how shaky it is if you watch the trailer in high def on a big screen. Like, you can really see how janky and just fucking shitty this looks. I mean, I don't know how anybody can watch the trailer for that and be like, that looks like a great product.
If you look forward to what? Give
Compare
me
that
specifics.
to it didn't get picked up, and I don't know why. There was apparently a Power Rangers animated series, sort of short, that was leaked by Saban, or not really leaked. Saban posted it online, and I saw it. I'm like, this looks great, and I'm like, why did they make this? And that looks fantastic. This looks like ass. It's like a hot plate of ass.
There was
And
a fucking before you get there was a fucking I
what, that
swear on
CGI
YouTube.
one?
No, on YouTube there was a fucking Star Wars like cartoon someone did a test on
Yeah.
that looked fucking amazing. And like it was done like CGI or so.
Fans could probably do a better job
But or
with
what were
animating, for
what
the
were
new
your
series. My
what was
thoughts
your
on it?
full thoughts on it?
Oh, okay. All right.
You liked it, right?
Yeah, I loved it. It was great. This gave me flashbacks to Alpha Commando. That's never a good thing. Never, ever, ever. I feel your pain, Matt. I'm a fan of TMNT, but I'm not I'm not as big of a fan of
How you were with
TMNT.
RoboCop is how I am with TMNT.
Exactly.
And you went
Exactly.
through it.
So I went through it, and I sadly you're going through the same, and I wish you were not in the same boat with me. I really do, because it's painful. It's painful to see something you love and you're so passionate about, and to see it get dragged through the shitter and dragged through the dumpster and pissed on and shitted on, and it's rough.
At
And
least you're getting a good looking RoboCop documentary.
yeah,
I did a shitty, bare bones 80-minute definitive that leaves out like most of the shit.
yeah, yeah.
Fuck it. God damn it.
So I
Sorry,
mean,
go ahead with your thoughts on this cartoon.
but no, I understand. I understand why that's
God
pretty
damn it.
disappointing as well. But the thing with TMNT is these are characters that have stood the test of time for decades. And for decades they did not change that much, either by the designs or their character traits, and it worked. I mean, they did some upgrades, they did some changes with writing and certain things, with the 2003 cartoon and different incarnations, but I don't remember specifically any of these cartoons just being like, superheroes are popular, He-Man is popular, this shit is popular, let's just do what's popular. Instead of being like, oh, let's actually just make the type of Turtles series that we want to make, that we're passionate about making.
Well, I mean, people want to say I don't like when things are different. I grew up with the 80s cartoon. And then it was like I was 20
Yeah,
when I saw the 2003 cartoon, which is more like the comics.
yeah,
That's different. And that became my favorite series when I was 20.
mm-hmm.
And I was introduced by the first two movies.
Yeah,
The first two movies are different from each other.
yeah,
And then I was introduced to the 80s cartoon. So if that's supposedly, then in 20, I should have hated, but I loved it. It became my favorite series.
yeah,
And even other comics, when I read the original comics, which is different from the 2003 series, just they adapted stories, but they changed stuff, I wasn't that mad.
yeah,
And then even when changes they made, okay, the 2012 cartoon, they do, and when you watch the first movie in the comics, Splinter was a rat.
uh-huh.
Here they do the thing where he was human and his wife was killed and he thought his daughter was killed. Then you found out his daughter was actually Karai, and The Shredder was raising her as his own. Good. Wow, that's a difference. I don't mind it. That's different.
Mm-hmm.
I was fine with it. It's all the subjective. Make the difference good. Not give them fucking superpowers. Which why are they ninjas if they need
Exactly. So that
superpowers?
it defeats the purpose of them being mutant Ninja Turtles if they're just mutant superheroes.
And how are they distinct personalities when here it looks like they all have this fucking same
Yeah,
personality?
that's another problem I had with this trailer. That
But
there was not a lot of differences between the way they behaved, or the way they said their lines, or the way that they just acted around each other. Like somebody, I grew up with the movies, and the toys, and some part of the cartoon, the '80s cartoon, but. And I really would like to see the 2003 cartoon. And honestly, the money they're spending on this, I really would like to see them spend it on re-releasing the 2003 cartoon, so people would actually buy it and actually
yeah,
watch it.
the only way to find it is on YouTube, which that's why so many people upload the show on YouTube, the entire show, because it's never been released on Blu-ray. The DVDs are out of print, and they never re-released them. So that's another fucking Nickelodeon. And I know why they're not re-releasing because they know people like fuck that. This new shit. Look at this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. But yeah, I grew up with the live action films, and I one of the things I always liked, even as a kid, it was not just they're turtles. It's the dynamics, the back and forth that the characters had. They were mutant Ninja Turtles, but they felt human. There were human traits. They were relatable. It doesn't look like there's anything here. It's just like the surface level of the Ninja Turtles. It's just like it's shallow. It's shallow. There's no heart here. It's just a fucking cash grab. Let's throw out another Ninja Turtles cartoon to get more money and merchandising off of kids and to continue to milk this franchise dry.
The fucking video game. Injustice 2.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the way they look in
Yes.
that.
And that's the thing. It's like, okay, you want to do one for kids? And I know you've brought this up before. That's fine. If you want to give
Oh,
kids this, and that's another thing. I mean, oh, it's for
okay.
kids. It's for kids. But I'll get to that later. But you want to do it for kids? Make a show for adults or something. Let's have a balance. Is that too much to ask? I don't think so.
Well, look at what DC does. Okay, if you don't like the live action movies, they make animated films.
Yeah,
They're
and they're
doing
doing
the
Death of.
Death and Rise and
Yeah,
Superman. They're doing two
they're doing
movies.
it with the new 52, which is kind of but I'm still curious about it.
And they made the some like the Dark like Peter Weller, the Dark Knight
Yes,
Returns.
great. This,
They did that. That
this is the
was
best
for
Batman movie since Batman
Michael Keaton.
Returns.
Michael Keaton. But that's a perfect example. They did one for why why don't you give people variety? So I don't understand. Why don't you give people variety then? Nickelodeon. Fine. You want to make this for kids, it's for kids. But the thing is, there is no other option. You're not doing anything else.
Yeah, if it's just for kids, it's just for kids. And what about the adults who grew up with the turtles? I mean,
Make
they're the
make two shows then.
yeah. Or
Give it a
just
fucking Netflix, have a Netflix show, or do any
just
number
like
of things.
straight to video movies or something. Like what DC does. That would
Yeah,
be a nice step forward in the right direction.
yeah.
But don't do this Alpha
And
Commando bullshit. Like this does not. Like Donnie's flying around in a jetpack, and then all the weird designs. Raph looks like he's on steroids, and then the other guys are
fucking
fucking
fame.
skinny, like they're anorexic or some shit. Like they're the fucking
So
ninja on the cover of that VHS
a
for
nice,
Nine Deaths of the Ninja.
a nice lady named Belinda, she actually mentioned that. Why does Leo look anorexic?
Yeah,
She's right.
he looks like that
Uh,
ninja on that VHS cover for Nine Deaths
yeah,
of the
Nine Deaths
Ninja.
Ninja. You need to eat something.
I can see your
Nine Deaths,
ribs.
see your ribs. Nine Deaths must be all nine from hunger. Uh, it's just
And
silly to me
Splinter,
that
he looks like a fucking stuck
he's a
pig.
fat pig.
He's a stuck pig. Might as well put a fucking apple in his mouth.
Fucking inbred cousin of Porky Pig.
Like what the hell is that shit? Like you think Splinter looked bad in the holiday special. We wish you a Turtles Christmas, or in Turtles 3. It's nothing compared. It looks worse.
It's probably the fucking like the Pillsbury Doughboy. You touch his stomach, go ooh.
But I mean,
And this is the shit here's the past. That fucking shitty looking Splinter looks like a fat pig.
yeah, he looks like a naked mole rat.
He like looks like something you left in a fucking toilet.
He does. Flush
And
that
yet,
shit.
and yet, a video game, the designs look easily 10 times better. That's not even an exaggeration.
Yeah.
And they actually fight. And they actually
And
kick
the whole
ass.
thing with kids too, it's like I don't understand this argument. It's for kids. Come on, it's a cartoon for kids. So kids should just because it's for kids, it should automatically get a pass if it's shit. Oh, it's crap. They don't put any effort into it. So it's a kids. They
These are
don't
probably
know any
same.
better. And I'm like, what
So
about Batman the animated series, Superman the animated? If you're gonna go with this for kids shit, okay. I grew up watching a lot of cartoons and animated series when I was young. And you know what? A lot of the shows that I grew up with, there are some that don't hold up, but there's a lot that still do because they're well written. They are not just created and written in mind for kids only, and that's it. They're not just trying to do things that are popular just because they're popular.
the
They're
Rocketeer,
you know
like
fucking
the Rocketeer.
fucking stupid Rocketeer for Toddlers series. They're not trying to do that shit. Okay, they will throw in some popular things, of course, because that's gonna happen. But that's not their only thing they're going for, and they're not
Right.
gonna betray their identity, and they're not gonna try to stray away from things too much in terms of the source material. They're actually going to take things somewhat seriously and actually give a shit and not just give you the bare minimum because it's for kids. They don't know any better. When that happens, we get the Garfield live action movies. We get the fucking Chipmunks films. Okay? That's what you get when you're like, oh, it's for kids. They don't know any better.
So
It's dirty for kids.
do they love all those movies then? Those
Probably
kid
not.
Smurfs, Yogi Bear, Common and Bears poster.
Woody
Yeah.
Woodpecker? Probably not. And going back to my point about for kids, I'm just going to list off shows that I grew up with that I watched on television. On Fox Kids, it was called Fox Kids. I watched X-Men the animated series, Batman the animated series, Spider-Man the animated series. On WB Kids shows like Animaniacs, which actually have adult jokes in them, Tiny Toons, Tiny Toon Adventures, uh, Pinky and the Brain, Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, Batman Beyond, Static Shock, stuff like, and then on like Cartoon Network, reruns of Batman the Animated Series, SWAT Cats, The Radical Squadron, Dexter's Laboratory, the original Powerpuff Girls.
Some that come to my mind is
Doug.
Courage the Cowardly
Courage the
Dog.
Cowardly Dog. I love that show. Watch that show a lot. Like that's a show as an adult you can still watch because some of that stuff is downright terrifying. Pretty fucking scary.
It's some freaky stuff.
This is some freaky
Some really
shit.
freaky stuff. The original Ren and Stimpy.
Yes.
The
On Nickelodeon, yeah. Cat Dog. Hey Arnold. Rocko's Modern Life. Angry
Rocko's Modern
Beavers.
Life. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
I know there's a new Rocko's Modern Life, but I remember liking the original,
yeah.
and even older ones like the Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny. Yeah, Bugs Bunny fighting Hitler. I mean, they wouldn't do that nowadays.
No. And even on
But
Disney Channel, stuff like Darkwing Duck, DuckTales. Trying to think of the other one. Oh yeah, Tailspin. So I mean, Gargoyles. That's a big one. Gargoyles is that's a pretty serious show.
Yeah, Gargoyles.
So I don't want to hear.
It's a good show.
I don't want to hear this. It's for kids. Bullshit. And why would you want to voice that? Why would you want to be like, hey kids, here's shit, you know? This is what low standards, the bottom of the barrel. That's what you get.
You know what? I mean, the whole kids thing, that's like saying, hey, I don't want, let's say you talk about Pixar. I don't want Cars or Cars 2 with fucking Larry the fucking Cable Guy. I'll go
Or
watch
planes.
Wall-E.
Yeah.
I'll go watch Wall-E or Finding Nemo.
Or The
Good fucking
Incredibles.
movies. Yeah. I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but I don't consider it a bad movie. But it's better than this fucking shit we've been talking about. Yeah.
Or the Toy Story films.
Yeah. You know what? Back in the day, I quote a kids film, The Goonies.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. Yeah, you can say it's a good kids movie, but it's a good movie as well.
Yeah.
The
It's like
first
it's
Ninja
like
Turtles movie,
it's
for
like these
fuck's sake.
people, they're just pissing in their own faces, and they're just doing, they're just like, well, I'm glad God made it that way because it's so delicious.
This, I
Even
mean,
like the
it's just
original Scooby Doo cartoons, or even something like a pup named Scooby Doo.
yeah, I enjoy them.
The list goes
Those
on and
those Hanna
on
Barbera
and
cartoons.
on and on and
And
on.
now, speaking of Scooby Doo, you know what they're making? They're making a live action Daphne
Yes, I saw the
uh,
trailer for that. It's like Daphne and
and Velma.
Velma were the ones that started everything all along. Like, come
A
on.
Daphne and Velma movie. I just had to mention that some good Scooby Doo. Jesus Christ.
Scooby Doo's sold out lately. I mean, they're just doing everything. Like a shit ton of direct-to-video
But
movies.
are you going to give that the pass,
No,
folks?
I don't give that the pass. Scooby Doo meets WrestleMania, or whatever the fuck that was. No,
Well, now they're doing meets Supernatural.
that might be kind of fun, but I don't know. I know there's fans of the Supernatural. I haven't really been able to get into it.
Better than fucking John Cena.
Yeah, but I mean, really, it's like, I'm sorry, I don't buy that bullshit. And with this new show, it's an eyesore. It's neon colors. Shit looks like puke green, doesn't it? Just puke green, just
Just
ugly
puke, period.
looking.
Just fucking puke, period.
The action sequences, because of how bad and wonky and janky the animation looks, just suck. I'm just not, and even the title music reminded me of RoboCop Alpha Commando, as it's just as lazy as that is. Just like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant, just like RoboCop Alpha Commando was RoboCop, taking a dump all over your face, RoboCop. So
And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people making videos defending this new show. Good on you, man.
yeah,
I'll never understand it. I
I
don't
don't
get
get
it.
it, but hey,
Please tell me reasons why. I would really love to hear that.
that is, I have to admit, I can see your frustration with that because it's like you're curious. Like if you want,
I
if
am
you like
curious.
it so
Like
much,
Leo looks like he's got fucking STDs with
yeah,
all these fucking stripes on him.
just let me
Like,
know. Let me know why you think it looks great and why you're looking forward to it.
please, yeah, specifically.
Yeah, no,
Please do.
it looks good. It looks good. It looks like fun.
Why? That's my question. Why? Why? What about it?
Because it's turtles. I'm pretty sure fucking My Little Pony Friendship is Magic probably would be a better show than this. It has better animation already.
Fucking. We're not the only one. I mean, when you go on videos and you look at the comments and you like one goes, "Wow, my eyes are bleeding," and it
Yeah.
has 165 thumbs up on his comments.
And it looks like the
Wow, they're
buck-toothed turtles return too. Like remember the buck-toothed turtles from Turtles 3? Fix your teeth.
yeah, Raph is fucking fame. Yeah, fuck. As if like, hey, you know what? We know better, so let's fix shit that is not
Yeah,
broken.
that's what's so frustrating too. Like we need to change with the times. You know what happens when you change with the times? You get some of the cartoons we're going to talk about. Okay.
Hey, you want to be different? Make an adult-oriented
Yeah.
show. That's different, and you can't say anything about it because otherwise, hey, it's different. You can't be bad about being different.
Well, maybe not just adult
That's
oriented,
different.
but like, for kids, young adults, and for adults, you know?
Yeah.
The in between. Isn't that your target audience? Tweens? You have all these sitcoms and
No, it's
shit.
toddlers.
Yeah. But they have
It's kids.
sitcoms.
For kids
Yeah.
on Nickelodeon,
Yeah.
it's fucking Nickelodeon sucked for a long time, so I shouldn't be fucking
But
surprised.
the
What was the last good Nickelodeon?
SpongeBob is still going. I don't know why, but yeah.
I'm not into SpongeBob. Never been a SpongeBob guy.
Don't blame you. It's pretty
I just
annoying.
fucking don't. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't like seeing characters I enjoy being killed off in front of my face, and then people are cheering.
Yeah,
That's what it
because
feels like.
honestly, that's how I felt about with RoboCop, and people defending the remake, the reboot, and
Yeah.
and but thankfully there seems to be more RoboCop fans who are like, no, that's bullshit. This was bullshit too. Like, just stop, you know. But we're not as big of a contingency as Turtles fans are. It is a bigger, wider group of fans from different places across the globe and from all different time periods and decades.
And people love this shit. I don't fucking get it.
I don't
I
understand
just
either.
don't get it.
I personally feel this show is pissing away the last bit of dignity that these characters have left. So
Yeah.
it'd be hard for them to recover because Nickelodeon's just milking them. And when the show's ratings tanks or it's not doing so well, they'll just drop them. There won't be any Turtles cartoons or any other Turtle stuff for years.
I'm being serious here. This shit sort of kills my love for the characters if they don't treat them this way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of
And
hard for
it
me to
just
love RoboCop if I only have two movies that are legitimately
uh,
good, and then like part of a TV series. But then there's other bullshit in there. You
you know
know?
what it is? It makes you feel embarrassed to be a fucking fan. I'm
Yeah.
speaking for
I
myself.
mean, I can see that because
For
for
turtles.
turtles especially, because
I'm not
it's for
talking about RoboCop. I'm talking
kids.
about
It's for
turtles.
kids. RoboCop still has like the hard
Yeah,
R,
I'm talking about
rated
turtles.
R, X, whatever. But it's right in the same sort of group as like Alien and stuff like that.
And that's what killed me most about that one comment. The guy, his fucking avatar is based on the original comics, which are the total opposite of this horse shit.
Yeah.
And that a person who's really into that can look at this and seriously go, "Hey, you're just a fucking."
You're just
Just,
a hater. You're just a hater.
yeah. I just don't swallow the fucking
You don't swallow
pill.
the taint. You don't swallow the nasty taints.
I
Teenage
don't like.
Mutant Nasty Taints.
I don't eat ass. I kick ass.